Nitro is the glory, but E-Buggy pays the bills. Welcome to the No Name RC podcast. Get ready for some serious bench racing. But be warned, we speak our minds, express our thoughts, and sometimes things can get a little rowdy.
Hate, and he just was influenced by the hate coming from the left, the hate coming from the right.
And let's get back to more club racing and less of this racing.
It's hard not to be arrogant when you're always right.
Yeah. See what I mean? That's exactly why people call you arrogant, Max.
You may not agree with everything we say, but it's definitely worth a listen.
And our pick, can you stop whatever you're doing?
Join your host, Lefty the Great, with co-hosts and guests as they get together to chat RC.
Hey, after that race that I watched this morning, I have to talk about
Here
it.
we go. $100 right here, $100 throw. Oh no! I like this.
Yes, indeed. Nitro's the glory. E-Buggy pays the bills. And happy Thursday morning to all of you guys. Hope you are well, RC World. Sorry, I'm just trying to share this out to my Instagram. If you guys want to help this out, please share this. In the meantime, good morning to all of you guys. And thank you for joining. We got 27 people. Oof. That's what happens when you stop doing lives. You don't get people coming in and hanging out with you anymore. And I'm also an hour ahead of you guys. So it's 11 o'clock there. So if you guys want to help us out, please do me a favor and share this out. We greatly appreciate it. I'm just kind of here hanging out and talking to you guys. Maybe a little recap. I'm just really kind of recapping my 6 weeks on the road. And next week, we kind of get back into the nitty gritty of everything. Hope you guys are well. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've been home. Happy to be home. And okay, who we got in her? We got Michael Elrod, we got Jay Reed, we got Jason Lean. We got anybody on Facebook in her? Shoot me a message on Facebook. Just want to make sure everything was good. I was going to do some notes this morning. Well, then I couldn't get StreamYard up on my what I use. There's a program called StreamYard. I use it to stream this. And I had to put my VPN on it. So, Joy, thank you. We are here for coffee and RC. Thank you to Get Shit Done Coffee. That's what I'm drinking right now. Also, a big shout out to you guys out there, the No Name NNRC squad around the world. We greatly appreciate you guys' support. Big shout out to all of the patrons and YouTube members. What's up, Matthew? You know, somebody mentioned your name to me the other day. Remind me to. It was a gentleman who you built his techno truck for. I was in the monster truck, and he asked me if I knew you. I said, yeah. Or, yeah, I think so. But a long time no see, Matthew. Hope you're well with your family. Hope to get out to SoCal next year. But, yeah, a big shout out to all the NNRC squad around the world. A big shout out to the patrons and YouTube members. You guys will probably get either a private live today or tomorrow. We shall see. You guys did get a release of the next podcast, which I'll talk about that in a minute, which is Renault Savoy. It's just a short one, but he talks about the Kyosho MP11. So YouTube members and patrons got that. If you like what we're doing, it helps us out a lot. Become a YouTube member, become a Patreon, and don't forget to hit that like notification button. That's actually free. So we greatly appreciate it. And to keep this podcast going, we need members and Patreons. So thank you. Also, a big shout out to the sponsors. Remember, showing the sponsors some love, shows the podcast some love. If you're on YouTube, we have, hey, Tyler Brown, I just saw you popped in. Shane Coffee. Question for you, Lefty. Best performing chassis. We'll get into that. And what class do you mean? A big shout out to all the sponsors. We have links for all the sponsors in the written description. Some you can save some money. Some we get a little piece of the money. And some just are links. Let them know you heard about it on the No Name RC podcast. A big shout out to J Concepts, High Tech RC, Sidewinder Fuel, Letara Racing, Invisible Speed, Dollar Hobbies. I know you have a 10% discount if you use NNRC. I believe that's the code. It's in the written description. Side Piece Hobbies, ML Toys. You got a discount there if you're a Power Wheels father. Clinic RC, Elite RC Productions, RC Project, Mayako, Techno RC, Beach RC, Racecraft, Fly Sky, and Get Shit Done Coffee. And a big shout out to my buddy SJ Racing, Gene Strout Jr., who helped me out a lot this week. Spent a lot of 3 weeks on the road with him and with everybody. We had a lot of fun. We did some crawling, all that type of stuff. I was geeking out on crawling this weekend. This trip. I'm all about crawling. In fact, it's unofficial, but I'm part of the J Concepts Adventure team. I got my shirt, but I have to be officially anointed like a knight. Sir Lefty, the great of the adventure team. So, good stuff. I need to go drive my Mugen MT8. No, not MT8. Man, I'm all messed up. Let me look at the box. MT8 is hold on. MT48. Sorry. Good morning, Mr. Lance McDonald. Hello, Wayne Long. Congratulations to your daughter. She kicked ass at AMS. Well done to Maddie Long. Shane Coffee, intermediate and pro. You know what, Shane? I'm gonna tell you that I think Techno was at AMS. Yeah. Are we saucing tires today? That's a topic. It's going to get saucy. But that's a topic for a little bit. Thank you to Lance McDonald, too, as well. Spending 6 weeks on the road with him. That was the longest time I've been on the road. I've been on 5, but this was 6 weeks straight. Like we stayed at Lance's house maybe 2 nights. In our trip, we were on the road. So just sharing this out. We got to share it out. Get people in here. Don't forget, we have super chats again. If you like what we're doing, hit that super chat button. It helps out. We definitely, you like these lives, they got to make a little bit of money. Super chats are your friend. You can do it on YouTube. We greatly appreciate it. Every little bit helps. And you guys did it for Pecco. I gave him almost all his money. I got to give him some more. I got to figure out how much we made. But he's in China. That is a lot of time with Lance. And, of course, Danny Paz. Oh, good. You guys think Danny Paz is this nice guy? He treats me bad. And Lance encourages him. I'm only joking. We have a good time. We had a good time. Good time. Long time. I can't say that I can't iterate how happy I was, though, to get him and just be in my bed. My bed was comfortable. Gary Van Orden Jr. Lefty, we need a restock on NNRC Nitro to Glory t-shirts. I'm actually thinking of making a print to order shop. Oh, I'm not thinking. I'm going to do it. That's the plan, because it's just, I want to have some for sale, but you can't just order some. You got to order a bunch. And maybe we'll do it. We'll do it. I'll tell you what I'll never do again. We'll never order shirts loose. We'll always pay that extra to get them put in bags. We learned that from the last order. It's a pain in the ass sorting through those things when they're loose. Oh, man. And especially me. I suck at folding clothes. I suck at a lot of things. Folding clothes being one of them. All right. We got 41 people. Kind of a quiet night. Jimmy Woodley. Thank you, Jimmy Woodley, as well. I got a brand new spanky Jimmy .12 engine. It was good to see him at AMS, even though it was briefly. But Jimmy's doing some good things with the Nova people. The Nova people are pushing hard, from what I'm told. And we'll see. That's Michael Elrod. Thank you, Michael Elrod, for my shirts. And you are named Shock Towers. I hope you like the one that I signed for you. Are you working or are you chilling? Thank you, Jimmy. I appreciate that. Gene's got my truck. My goal is to try and I want to run it at Beast of the East. I'm going to race gas truck. You know, I got to race 3 times. 3 times on this trip. I loved it. Thank you, Lance, for getting me out there. Thank you all for getting me out there. It was a great time with Danny and Lance. We're going to go over some of the things that we did. But yeah, we got 44 people in here. Let's get cracking. So as you guys know, I just got home Monday afternoon from being on the road for 6 weeks with Elite RC Productions. 3 times is not enough. It was enough for me. I should have raced that Carpet Champs, but I didn't. My buddy offered me a car, but I didn't. No excuses. I am racing gas truck next year. Simple as that. Especially if if I'm not going to race it, I'm going to drive it. So I'm just slowly getting everything I need. Next is a starter box, painted body. Actually, I got to give Gene the address to get that body painted. All right. Okay, let's get going. So usually this time of year, I do these longer. Hey, good morning, Lefty. Sitting at the airport waiting for flight students to show up, drinking a Monster. Screw Red Bull. That was funny. That was funny. What type of Monster are you drinking? Jason Lee, yes, I told you we could have been in the same heat, and I'm sure I'm worse than Danny, so you'd win. I was going to race 21.5, so you have to be in 21.5, and I'm better than Danny right now. There, I said it. He's so much better than him that he won't race me. This war will never be over till I win. I'm waiting for Lance to tell Danny to chime in. Danny's probably driving. No, he's probably working. Look, now he signs in on YouTube. Lies. Hey, only one person in this chat right now who was on that tour finished on the podium at the last round of the FRCC race at Mills Pond. Only one. And then guys have been making me pay for that win ever since. Not win, but that podium, that 3rd place. I'm not done. I'm conquering rookie E-Buggy next year. That's it. Purple on Zero Sugar. Okay. I do like Red Bull though. I am a Red Bull drinker, but I'm gonna try some different monsters. I definitely can't. That's just an excuse, Lance. That's just an excuse. Danny passed. I'm working. Someone would have had a car for him. Don't worry. I am going to make sure, we're making sure that Danny does not have an excuse like not having a car and all that type of stuff. That's coming. I'm working on that. So we'll see. But it was a good time with Lance. All right, let's get started. So usually this time of year, I do a 5-week tour. Usually it culminates in me finishing at Fall. I think I've done that the last 2 years in a row. But being as this year, the people at Shaw's wanted me to come there. I missed 2 races. I'm missing 2 races that I usually go to. One was Peach State, which I'm ashamed. I'm sad that I missed it. And then it was it's going to be Fall Brawl, which I like Fall Brawl. I've been going for a long time, and I wanted to go. Speaking of Fall Brawl, I see that they finally started tearing down the track and driver stand at the Badlands in Myrtle Beach. I know it's sad for a lot of people. My buddy Drew Zeller sent me a picture of exactly what you found, Michael, one of the NNRC banners from that time. So, all right, at least one person's rooting for me. So that's unfortunate for them. I do feel bad, but we kind of knew that was all coming for Badlands. I don't know what Myrtle Beach is going to do for a track. I'll root for you against Danny, but publicly I have to follow whatever Lance says because he's biased and I don't want any race penalties. Oh my goodness. Lance, I hope you're resting up, but you probably ain't. 6 weeks. So the plan was to go to Shaw's, INS finals at Hoosier, Masters of Dirt at Hobby Action, FRCC in Fort Lauderdale, AMS, and then finish it off at FCC, which was this weekend pass. And we did that. So I flew into Dallas. Thank you, Bobby Thomas. Picked me up at the airport, drove me up to Oklahoma, up to Shaw's. It's about an hour and a bit, away from the airport. So it was an easy drive. I had a restaurant dead. That sounds like Lance too. You know, Lance's definition of having fun? Working. That's his definition. I'm going to go have fun. I'm going to go work. I can't hang with Lance. I tried. No, sir. No, sir. So I went to Shaw's. You can see I'm working the shirt. I was pleasantly surprised. It is a beautiful facility up there at Shaw's. You would never know it even existed. because from the roadside, it's next to the road, but you'll never see it there. It's surrounded by trees, and Robert Shaw has done a beautiful job. It's a beautiful track. Everything around it's beautiful. You can't hurry. Like it's done well. Everything's level. It's grass everywhere. There's a tree here and there. They have an oval track, the off-road track. They have a crawling course. Unfortunately, they didn't have the crawl inside this year, I was a little bit upset because I really wanted to crawl. They had the crawling course, but it wasn't finished. And it was fun. I had a blast at Shores. I want to say a big thank you to Justin Turner and his mom, Sam. They made me some cars. They could make me enter me in the monster truck and a crawler, which I'm calling Tarantula. You guys saw the picture of it. So I appreciate that. I got to meet Justin. That guy, Lance told me, he goes, Lefty, you got to meet this guy. He told me that last year, the year after he met him. And that dude is an encyclopedia of RC. Like, I could sit down there and talk to him about RC forever. And he's a big Kyosho fan. I think he's only missing one vehicle with wheels that Kyosho has made. What up, Clay Keats? What up, Rory Holler? Unfortunately, he didn't put his full Kyosho. I think the year Lance went, or last year or the year before, he put his whole collection up, or most of it. But that man can tell you part numbers, dates, all that stuff. And he follows racing a lot. And I talked a lot to him over the time, and he built me some beautiful cars. So thank you for that. And I had a lot of fun up there with the Texas racers. It was fun. Texas, Oklahoma guys. I met Barry Rowe for the first time. Had fun with him. He's a real pilot. I didn't know that. And he was flying RC planes around. And it was a good. I enjoyed my time at Shores. I had fun. I don't think it was as big as the year before. Unfortunately, it didn't have all the things that they had the year before, which is unfortunate. And it has potential to be a very good event, like a festival of RC stuff. And I would like to see more like that. I would like to attend more things like that. So Shores was extremely fun. Really, really a lot of fun. And by that time, I think Lance and Danny had been on the road for about 2-3 weeks, maybe 4. So they were kind of, been on the road. And I joined them there. And it's a little different for me because usually I fly into Fort Lauderdale or Miami and ride up with Danny. So flying into Dallas was there. I still flew into Miami, then Dallas. But yeah, it was just different. But it was easy. So Shaw's was good. If you're looking for something fun in the area, go check them out. They gave me the shirt. It's nice. It's a beautiful area. Robert Shaw has done a beautiful job up there. And Joey, by the way, I'm also going to say this is the first bury the hatchet. So that was one of my topics. Is I buried the hatchet, not in somebody's back, but buried it away, and you make up with people. So Joey builds a track up there. And, Joey and I have kind of butted heads over the last few years, and I haven't been to any of his events, and I'm sure he doesn't appreciate some of the things I'm said. And he came up and talked to me, told me about that, and he didn't like it. And I had my talk with him about it, and I think we're cool. I think we're all right. I told him, I think a little bit differently now. And, I'm just happy to have races that he puts on where all the top people come. And he built a great track. Shaw's track was very good. It was awesome. It was a very good track. It was good. I raced monster truck. I finished 3rd. I forgot to talk about that. I didn't make it out of the B final E-Truck either. It was fun. There was gas trucks there. It was everything. Alex Richards had a badass gas truck. And that's where I saw Jimmy's engine, his new 12. Best engine for a gas truck. Has good low end, gets to that mid end, and then you're in that high end. It's not like a uncontrollable low end, and it's not like an uncontrollable power band that you get halfway down or near the end of the track, end of the straightaway. It's like a power band that you can work in, and I think it's done a really good job. So if you have a gas truck or anything that requires a 0.12, check out our classic RC company, Jimmy Woodley. Because I saw that truck run. Alex Richards' truck was dialed. Engine was dialed. It was about, I think there was a B-main in gas truck, if I'm not mistaken. There were some classic trucks too, but mostly a lot were Ignite trucks. I even raced some Savages. I knew that my boy Sam Arsenal and Alex Richards, I told him, I said, I just want you guys practice with your Savage. Your Savage is not going to make 10 minutes. So said, so done. They were flogging them. I had a Kyosho Mad Wagon. That's what it is. And Justin had set it up. It's got 8-scale diffs and all this stuff. It was a good truck. He gave me a good truck. Thank you, Justin. A 3rd place truck. The only problem with the truck was the driver. Did Lance stop watching already? What's up, Manny Lopez? The man who helped me build. I helped you build your first kit? How did I do that? Was you listening to me while you built it? Because right now, with one arm, I suck building a kit. All right, so so I think Joey and I are cool. I might go to DNC. I don't know if I'm going next year. I'm not going to Silver State. He also told us that Silver State is going to be on that same date every year. And he's thinking of moving DNC to May. So basically, spill the sauce. AJ Marasco. Congratulations on your A1 win. I'm sure you was accused of saucing too. After that win. But I'm just saying. I'm joking with you. What up, Augie? Augie got his truck stolen from AMS. So thieves suck. I hope you find it or find something of it. But it was good to see AJ Marasco, and Augie was at FCC too. So he did a whole 1/8 scale. He did the AMS FCC tour. Well done. And sucks that your car got stolen. But he did get another truggy. And there's a GoFund to get the rest of the stuff. So check out Augie's GoFund if it's still up. And AJ, it was good to see you do well. You got that. I think you got 3rd overall in that class. Guy barely races off road, still comes out and does good. All right. So after Shaw's was done on Sunday, we had to rip grass and haul ass because we had to be at in New Albany, Indiana, which was, I don't know, like 1,000 miles away. No, maybe not that long, but it was like a day drive. I think we left there and the plan was to get there early, set up, because we're dealing with some tight turnaround times. This trip was all about tight turnaround times. But anyway, we're driving on the road. I think, no, we drove as far as we could that night. We stopped, slept in a parking lot, and when we woke up, we started back down the road. I think we got fuel and we started back down the road. Cody Seiler asked me that question. I'm from Bermuda, but I live in the Dominican Republic. And the Falke interview this weekend, I'll touch on that later. Blake Salmon, what's up, dude? So we were on our way. We made it to Arkansas. What the heck's that? Oh, there we go. I don't think the links work, though. That's the problem. I don't know why the links don't work in this. But that's the link for Augie's GoFundMe. I don't know why that doesn't work in her. What up, Chance? What's up, dude? Long time no see. How are you? How's the family? How's everybody there in New Mexico? We went through New Mexico. So we got to Arkansas that night. I think we got to Little Rock that night, if I'm not mistaken. And what's up, Jeremy? Everybody's doing fine. Bermuda as in the triangle. Yes, I am a triangulan. I am a Bermudian triangulan Atlantean. Because Bermuda is not in the Caribbean. It's in the Atlantic, in the middle. So I am an Atlantean, a triangular Bermudian. Shaped like a square. Or a zero when you stand me next to a tall person. What's up, Jay? I just talked about you and the final, how they're turned on Badlands. Oh, it's off track. Anyway, I think we made it to Little Rock and we got about an hour out of, we got about 45 to an hour outside of Little Rock. And Lance goes, do you smell diesel? No, he noticed this a while ago. He said, do you smell diesel? I was like, nah, maybe a truck's leaking diesel or something. He's like, why is my fuel gauge going on? And he goes, I could have sworn I just put fuel in her. And Lefty from Atlantis, Puerto Rico. I like it. I'm from Atlantis. Too bad I don't have special powers. the special power to talk. And I'm like, and then the fuel gauge kind of just kept going on. And I was like, okay. So we stopped to get fuel. And then when we stopped to get fuel, that's when we saw it. Dude, so it's a steel high pressure hose, steel. I don't think this is a part you can just go buy. And it was a Dodge Ram 2500. And that split. So fuel was spraying everywhere, dude. We lifted up the hood. When you lift up the hood, you know the soundproofing on the hood or whatever. Dude, it was, let me tell you, fuel was just dripping from this like a faucet. Like you put it up and then all that fabric that it soaked in, all that diesel just dripped. It was just dripping for like hours. That's how much fuel was in there. I don't know how many gallons of fuel. All under the undercarriage of the car, the camper, all of that got covered in diesel fuel. It was like, oh shit. Luckily we didn't catch on fire. Oh, pool party story. Oh my goodness. Unless it's got females in it, I don't want to know about it. A pool party. You guys had a pool party? I weren't bother for that in Florida. Anywho, we got a mechanic come. He took the line off, brazed it. We thought it was fixed. We got literally 5 minutes down the road and it was gone. I didn't even think we made it out of the parking lot and it blew again. So we pulled over to some rest stop in the middle of Arkansas about an hour and a half outside of Little Rock that literally just had porta potties as the bathroom. Literally. I hate porta potties. They suck. Wow, glad you didn't burn up. Yes, because of JQ and because of Danny Paz, but mostly because of JQ. Lance asked why my beard is so white. I have some black in it. See, right there. I'm also almost 50, so that will happen. That happens when you get older. So we pulled over to this truck stop, and I think we were stuck there almost 2 days. So luckily, the mechanic that helped us, he came. He bought us some fuel because we forgot to get fuel for the generator. No, we're in a camper. We're good. We had food. We had water. We needed fuel. Then another former racer came and bought us some more fuel. So thank you to them. But man, we was stuck there for almost 2 days. So I think it was a weird feeling. Like we had no transportation. We was in the middle of nowhere. There was nothing around besides truckers. It was a small rest stop. It wasn't nothing big. And we was there for 2 days. The mechanic came the next day and tried to fix it twice. So it still didn't work. He tried again. Lance ended up ordering the part, but it was getting shipped to Hoosier because we thought we'd be able to go to Hoosier. So the part was at Hoosier, and we're in the middle of Arkansas. Anyway, long story short, Lance was looking for a 3500 for over the last year and a half anyway, because he has to pull the camper. His hand was kind of forced where he had to get a new to him truck. So that came late Tuesday night, I want to say. And we're now, don't get me wrong, we're on a tight schedule here. We're trying to be in Hoosier. We're just planning on being on Hoosier Monday. We spent a whole Monday on the side of the road. And I think we left. Did we leave Monday night, Lance? Or was it Tuesday? I can't remember what it was. But anyway, we left I think the truck got delivered at 12:30 at night because it had come from Texas. And we got on the road at 1 o'clock. 30 minutes hooked up, boom, boom, bam, on the road. And we got to Hoosier and sent the part off. The mechanic got it. And anyway, that was it. That was our trip from Arkansas, from Oklahoma to Hoosier. I say this because I can see why people get stuck in small towns around the USA now. Because it's like if you have no family, you have nobody to help you, nothing like that. Imagine if we had nobody. We'd have had to Uber food. We'd have to do all this type of. I mean, just imagine you got stuck 25 years ago at some little town and your car broke down, you had no family, you end up staying there. I see how that happens now. I see how it's because America's so big, right? You can get stuck, right? And yeah, we had to do that. We were stuck on the side of the road, but we got it done. We got the Hoosier. And my first time going to a race at Hoosier, this was the INS finals. Hoosier clashed with the vintage race. The vintage race looked awesome. I was watching it. I didn't get to watch much of it, but I watched a little bit of it. It looked great there in Vegas. So the INS finals was set last year. The vintage race went on top of that. I assume the reason for that is because it's a hotel. You can't get dates whenever you want. So it was on top of that, which made it unfortunate because a lot of people that would have attended the INS finals went to the vintage race. But that's, I mean, some things you can't help. It was still a good race at INS. Hoosier, my first time going there. Eddie Henley and the guys put in a beautiful, first time going there for a race. But I thought the layout was awesome. They had the Enduro slash race that I participated in with Mr. Hunt, Nerlin Hunt's dad. So yeah, it was me, him, and I can't remember the other guy's name. He told me his name, but I'm bad with names. And of course, Danny Paz went on Team Florida with McCoy Martin, his dad. So it was, he was involved too. But Danny Paz avoided racing me on the track too. I want to say that because he could have raced on me. Anyway, I'm gonna tell you how this 2-hour enduro race went. So they had brand new slashes. You had 10 of them. You picked a 3-man team. It was a 2-hour race. While it was so each person will get 10 minutes stints. You had 10 minutes being a driver, 10 minutes being a marshal, 10 minutes being a mechanic. It was a 2-hour race. So each person got 40 minutes of doing each thing, right? So, and you had to go marshal at the same spot, and you had to go tag out the people. So you had to finish. When one finished mechanic, you had to go tag out the other person. So, and vice versa, right? So we did that for 40 minutes. And that, I'm not going to lie, that was a lot of fun. Dude, those slashes took a beating. Only two stopped racing. And that was because they lost servers. 10 slashes, brand new, stock. We lowered the ride height as low as you could get them. And they got the shit kicked out of them. They're now rental cars. But every car besides those two lost servers. Our car lost a hinge pin. We left at 1 a.m. Wednesday morning. Oh, even more stressful. Really? So we left Sunday. Yes, right. Yeah, so right. It would have been Wednesday morning. You are correct, Lance. My team, one of the hinge pins came out. So I had to run into the shop, buy a hinge pin. I missed one of my driving sessions, I think. Oh no, the one person missed our driving session. I had to buy some hinge pins and I put it in and we got back on the track. But it was fun, man. I got to drive on the track. I thought that was one of the best layouts in 10 scale I've been to. The track was good. And also the enduro race helps break in the track, apparently, for Hoosier. So that's what it's used for. They do it at the Clash too. So that was fun. And then the racing there was good, right? We had good racing. We had some amazing passes. Like I have to talk about Nate, and I know someone is going to give me shit about this, but Nate made some of the most beautiful passes I've seen, and he's been doing that all year long, and he did it, and it was a good race. I bet it's been so long, I forgot exactly who won or how it all shook out. I know Aiden and Brock were battling it out for, I think it was 2-wheel drive, but Brock won in the end. And it was good to see. It was a good finish. And I wish we would have had everybody that would have been at the vintage race there for the last INS race, but I get it. So Hoosier was fun. I had a good time and I enjoyed it. I am looking forward to going back to Hoosier for the finals next year. So I think I posted up a video about it too. And I was also vlogging this, right? And I got to Hobby Action. That was the last vlog I made. Because after that, I was just tired. Because after Hobby Action was a long, long drive. So we finished up Sunday early, packed up. I think we packed up. So when I say we pack up, we take a lot of stuff to these races. And to these races, we weren't taking that much stuff because we weren't setting up speakers and all that type of stuff. Well, Lance did set up a speaker at Hoosier, but we set up all the camera gear and all that type of stuff. And all that stuff is we stripped down, put back in its place, and put it back in there. So it's a lot of stuff we take. So we try to do this as fast as possible because we got to get on the road. And we had to get on the road because we were going to Arizona after this. Well, we had to go to Little Rock first because we had to pick up the other truck, which had been fixed. So we ripped grass, hauled ass, made it to Little Rock, made it to where the mechanic lives and spent the night there. And then in the morning, we picked up the 2500. It was fixed. I got to drive 3500 and off to Arizona we went. And it was quite a drive. I think Danny was with me the entire time. He didn't sleep much. He did sleep, but didn't sleep too much. And we drove. Now I've done the 40 before, but I've never been through the mountains of Arizona. And oh my gosh, it is absolutely beautiful up there. I didn't even know Arizona had mountains and snow and skiing. I didn't see that, but it was good. Anyway, long story short, we went through all of that. We drove there. It was beautiful. We got to Hobby Action, which was next for Masters of Dirt. Never been to Hobby Action. Another awesome facility in the middle of an affluent, nice neighborhood, I guess you call that it's not a strip mall, but it's what do you call that where there's various different big things? Like there was Hobby Action, there was another place. Strip mall? I don't know what you call it. Wherever there's lots of different shops. This place is one of them, next to like nice restaurants. There's a Brazilian grill next door. There's Starbucks over here. I love Starbucks. I love it. So he was there for the Beach RC Masters Dirt, which used to be a Beach RC, but now it's closed. Now, this is a nice facility. It's big. It's huge. I got to meet Larry Tom for the first time. They had a lot of stuff. Yeah, like a shopping center. Yeah, like it had enough. It's big. It was a big place. I looked like a very nice area too. Lots of foot traffic. I saw lots of foot traffic coming in over the weekend while we was there. And we got to Phoenix. The weather was great. I think we got down to like the 60s at night. Maybe the highest was 80 something during the day. Beautiful. And it's dry. To me, that's easy. I come from humidity. It was hot, but it wasn't like Florida hot. So it was like, it was different. It was a different type of heat. I'm sure, don't get me wrong. I'm sure it gets blazingly hot in Arizona, 120, 125 degrees, 130 degrees. And I don't want to experience that. But when we was there, it was beautiful. And I want to say a big shout out to Lance again, because he took us to a basketball game. And I've never been to anything like that. So we went, it was myself, Danny, Brent, and Lance. We all went to the season opener of the Phoenix Suns versus the Sacramento Kings. It was a good game. And the first time I ever really sat down and watched basketball. So it was good. Masters of Dirt, I would say, unfortunately, was not the Masters of Dirt as it has been over the years when it's been at Beach RC. It didn't get the entries. It didn't get a lot of stuff. And I think that's due to a few things. Lots of racing going on. We're talking about people that just came off the Worlds, came off the INS race right after that, or the vintage race they were at. So a lot of people were just kind of, the schedules were busy. And then, of course, we had a couple of, after that, we had AMS coming up and Carpet Champs. So people needed some time. What's up, Camden Line? It was good to see you at AMS. It was a good game to watch. So unfortunately, the turnout for Masters of Dirt was very low, both on the pro side, both even on just on the average, or just on the side. Even the locals didn't show up. And which is a shame, which tells me Masters is kind of, it was a big East Coast race because it's something that was unique in the East Coast. Whereas you go to Masters like Hobby Action, them guys have big size races all the time. They have the Kinwall Classic, they have Surf City Classic, they have, club races. It's a fully functioning, it's different. So, and I think a lot of the locals did not want to go away. I've not talked about saucy juice yet. It's coming up. I'm trying to get through my quick tour. It just, I think the locals didn't want to do the spec. From what I heard, the locals didn't want to do the spec tire because they didn't like it. And they didn't want to pay the extra entry fee to race on a track that they could probably race on the following weekend. So they did it. A 10, unfortunately for Brent. I don't know what the future of Masters of Dirt is or where it's going to be. We'll have to see how it goes next year. So I've been to 2 Masters, and while I had fun, we had a lot of fun there. It was good. I enjoyed the racing. We got to meet new people. We got to see Aiden Horn and Spencer Rifkin really duke it out against each other, which was fun. Congratulations, Aiden Horn. We got to meet Kyle Busch. That was cool. He was racing. And meet all the people there and meet a new group of people. But unfortunately, it was a very light turnout. And I really felt bad for Brent. Lucas was there doing a lot of stuff. So I don't know what the future of Masters of Dirt is, but I'm sure they'll figure out something. I don't know if it's going to stay at Hobby Action or it's going to come back to the East Coast. Sorry, Kurt. I'm sorry, Kurt Busch. That shows how much. I know who Kyle is. I know who Kurt is. I just messed up. You're correct, Kurt. And dude, he's into RC. Like, he's into it. Like, into racing. So he's not like just doing it just to do it. He's into it. And you guys saw the infamous interview after the whatchamacallit race, the hooligan race, when Aiden was making off. Oh my goodness. Aiden is always a pleasure to have at these races because he has a personality. And then the screw Red Bull, that was so funny. And then they were going tit for tat with that. Dude, that was probably, that front section in front of the driver's stand, probably one of the hardest sections I've seen ever on a track. That's how hard it was. But the track was good. You know what I didn't realize? How dusty the track got. Seriously, I didn't realize it because they have the misters in there, but it does get dusty. Not like dust in the air, but like dust, on stuff. So it was good. Different type of surface there. It takes a lot. Apparently, it takes a lot of laps and blowing to get the surface up to how it's used to. And once that's done, it's really good. But I enjoyed my time at Hobby Action, and it was nice to meet Larry Tom. He's awesome. His people, his staff were good. I met a lot of racers there, and I had a good time there. I really did. And it was a good time for us. Phoenix was nice. I liked it. We had some good food. Danny and I got good haircuts. We got to a basketball game, and it was a very laid back adventure. But we had to pack up on a Sunday and get out of there as always. We don't get to linger at these things. We don't get time to do much. In fact, when we were done on Saturday, when everybody was done, because we got done very early on Saturday, you know what we did? Everybody was planning to go do this and go do that and go have fun and do this. You know what our plans were? We went wash clothes. That was INS. Sorry. We went wash clothes. We had an early night at INS and everybody went out to dinner and we went to wash clothes. Life on the road, man. Life on the road. I'm telling you guys all this because life on the road is not easy, especially when you do it for 6 weeks. And I think by this time, Danny and Lance have been on the road for 8-9 weeks. And I had been on week 3. It's a lot. Anyway, we ripped grass, hauled ass out of there Sunday. And then we had to drive all the way back to Florida. So first we had to go to Lake City, which is North Florida. Then we had to go from Lake City to South Florida to Fort Lauderdale, which is 6 hours. 5.5, 6 hours. 5.5 hours. I can tell you. TSSR 1018. Hobby Action Track would be good if it was carpet or glued, just something more consistent. I actually think it would be good if it was glued too, to be honest. But they don't want to glue it. They want to keep it that's their decision. They figured it out. We got back to Lake City. We drove the 10 completely across. So we went through El Paso, and then instead of going through Albuquerque, we went through El Paso, down south, right across South Texas, through New Orleans, all that stuff. And we kind of pushed. we pushed on that trip. It was no stopping at restaurants to eat. Like usually we go have a good breakfast or whatever. It was like, got a coffee, got a pastry, go. Lunch, get something to eat, go. Like no stopping. We had to get back to Florida because we then had to get stuff packed up and go down to Fort Lauderdale for the last FRCC. And we were tired. I know Lance and Danny were tired, but I was tired too. Because it's been, I think it's been go, go, go. The 2 days we had off, I guess you could call them off because we were stuck on the side of the road. But it was still, you're never really relaxed when you're stuck on the side of the road. You got to relax, but you never. Anyway, we got back to Lance's, washed some clothes, had a night rest, packed up some stuff, and I think we got on the road the following. We got home about Tuesday, late. Did we get home early? Like, I think we got home, had to be late Tuesday afternoon, early Tuesday evening. And then we were back on the road that next day. After washing clothes, we packed up when we needed to pack because we take the red trailer. And I was looking forward to this because I was just going to go race. We went down to Mills Pond. Gene, we picked up Gene. And Gene and I, well, Gene drove and we drove down to the red trailer, down to Fort Lauderdale. And FRCC, man, this was my 4th or 5th FRCC race, my second one that I'm raced. I went to Tallahassee early this year and I went to Mills. And it was just fun. I had a lot of fun. It was just racing, talking smack. I ran rookie E-Buggy. We went out crawling. We went to this place called Markham Park. My buddies Tony, Gene, Josie, even Danny. We all went crawling at this crawler park because I'm on a big crawler tip right now. And I had fun with my friends at a racetrack. The track got blown out, had big craters in it. That Techno 2.0 E-Buggy ate all those craters like it was breakfast. I loved it. A lot of people didn't like the rough track, but us old school 1/8 racers loved it. And with E-Buggy, it makes it so easy. But there were holes. Like there were holes maybe 1.5 feet deep in some of the corners. There was so much fluff, it made a wall on one corner. It was hard packed her, and then it was like about a 8-inch wall of dirt. You just railed it. Fun. I had a lot of fun. I enjoyed my time at the last round of the Florida RC Championships. Congratulations to everybody. My buddy Tony Padashal, that was probably the best race. His truggy race, he had to race Chris Paul for the points championship. And it was he willed that race. He willed that race. He won it in the end. It was a great race. We had a lot of fun. He is the only other Elite RC Productions guy to make the podium, by the way. Just saying. I'm only saying that because that's what I said the entire trip. But it was good. It was good. And we had a lot of fun. And I think going to these races and doing a little bit of racing is a good thing for me because it makes me remember why I do this and why I like this. And it's good to get from behind the computer screen, which I'm usually behind, and just hang out and in the pits, talking shit, having fun, having a few beers. I pitted somebody. I don't like pitting people. Antoine asked me to pit him. I said, look, if I have to pitch you, like actually catch you and pitch you might want to get somebody else. Because I'm, if my one arm, my ability is not that easy. I can do it with somebody else, but not on my own. JQ gave me that complex. Anyway, I had a lot of fun. And I want to thank Lance for having me come down and do that. I came to my first Florida RC championship at Mills Pond 3 years ago. Just to do interviews and stuff. And I have liked every 8-scale Florida race I have been to since then. So it was fun. And I love my Floridian RC family. We're fun. We have fun. And it's good. I like them. I have fun. They have a good thing going on with that series. So it was fun. I ended that. I got to do some racing. And I was all hyped up on doing some laps at AMS, but it never happened, unfortunately. So after FRCC, I think we packed up that night. Yeah, we packed up that night, and we left Sunday morning. Or we packed up some that night and the rest in the morning, and then left Sunday morning because we had to go AMS, dude. And AMS was going to be the longest of all these races. So Thank you, Robert Coons. I greatly appreciate it, my friend. Super chat. Always giving me one. Thank you, sir. I greatly appreciate that. Next up was the AMS, Alabama Manufacturers Shootout in Coleman, Alabama. This is my 4th time going to this race. So we had to rip grass, haul ass, go back to Lances. It's always the same repetitive. We had half a day or a day. Us one night sleep at his house. No, we had Sunday, Monday off. And then Tuesday we had to get to AMS because it started on Wednesday. We got to the AMS. We knew what we had to do. We set everything up. I thought the track at AMS was badass. I think Bobby did a good job. We set if you notice, Elite's been doing pit times and all that stuff. So that's all Lance, Danny Paz. And Danny Paz is always rolling out something new for me to see. That guy's a genius, right? He's an evil genius. Evil to me, anyway. And no, you understand that me and Danny Paz, we go back and forth the entire time for 6 weeks. But AMS was nice. It was long, always long, but it was good. It gets long when you're doing 45-minute races and for A mains and triple A mains and all that stuff. It becomes a long race. We always go late on a Saturday, then Sunday we got out of there the first time. But it was a good weekend. Mayfield, dominant. Nobody had nothing for Mayfield the entire weekend. Whenever I see Mike Truey come into a race with Mayfield, I know things are about to get serious. And serious they did. Mayfield won the last big national race of the year. And he won Truggy, Nitro Truggy, Nitro Buggy. Fenn won E-Buggy, and that was it. Like Mad Maddie Long, I think she won. Did she win Nitro Buggy? Let me see. Do I have the results up here? Let me bring them up. Let's see. She did. Dude, that girl, you know what I have to say? Hold on. I've run out of coffee. I've had the privilege of watching a lot of young racers we have at the Elite RC Productions. And I have, over the last 2.5, 3 years, I have had the privilege of watching some of these young Southeast racers up and coming. Wilson Cowart, Ada Ridgway, Mad Maddie Long. And then there's others that come from outside of the Southeast. Ryan Daze is one of them. He's a little older than these guys, but not by much. But you get what I'm saying. These are young racers. And then we have other younger racers coming from Texas, Wyatt Wilson, Philo Hatch, the fifth. And there are other racers too, as well. I'm probably missing some of them. No, Trevor Owens, he comes over from California to race this race. So we've had a privilege of watching these young racers up and come. Wilson Carwart's gotten better. But I will tell you this. Mad Maddie is probably one of the most consistent drivers I have seen in my life. That young girl, she'll never do the hardest lap, but she does consistent fast laps. And it's very hard to get her out of her game plan. And she laid down the smackdown, and that's a big win. Intermediate Nitro Buggy at AMS. Big win for her. Let's see. She beat Trevor Owens, Don Elliott, Connor Rebus is another one that's gotten really fast. Calvin Bruce, his son Braden went up to pro. She beat she beat some fast guys. And it was good to see, man. That young girl, probably, I might want to say probably the fast. I kind of want to say she's the fastest female out there right now. But I think I'd like to see, if you just have a female shootout, even though RC it doesn't matter if you're female or male, in my opinion. But I think it's Jessica Paulson is probably one of the fastest female racers out right now, if not the fastest. Rhonda Drake, and then there's some that I might be missing, but the three that I would compare her to would be, I would like to see Mad Maddie Long, Jessica Paulson, and Rhonda Drake have a shootout, because I think those are the three fast in 8 scale. But she's good, and she's young. She's what, 14, 15, and her family's all behind her, doing everything. Her stepdad, her dad, her mom, they're at the races. Good thing. We might be on the cusp of, seeing something good, like really big, come out of Biff Mad Mandalore. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I don't want to put no pressure on her, but I think I told her dad this. I told Rusty this. I told her mom this. She's gotta go out west. She's got to go to a DNC. She's got to go to a nationals, stuff like that. So they gotta get out of that pocket, and then that's another step on their journey. But right now they're doing very good. And then all the other younger races are all getting better, right? As they get older, they're getting better. Wilson was good. He kind of didn't have the best weekend, but he was still good. And it's been fun to see. We had the Europeans come over. We had Robert Battier, Jorn Newman, Miko Widmeyer. I forgot to mention that Miko Widmeyer, Jorn Newman, another European were at Masters of Dirt. Then they went home. And then Mika came all the way back for Masters of Dirt for AMS 2 weeks later. But at AMS, we had Mika, Johan Carlos Canas, Robert Battier, the Killick brothers. So Barkan, first time coming to America. Shout out to Barkan. And I think Americans like the Killicks because they drive wild, right? I mean, you get to see both of them. And Barkan's a good personality. Like, he doesn't give a fuck. He'll say what he wants. It was good to see them come over. And I think we're going to start seeing more and more Europeans coming over to the AMS because it's a race that they like, right? It's got a practice schedule. It's not open practice. It's what they like. It's structured how they like it. So hopefully we'll see some more. I would love to see an Angaro come up. I want to see Ronafel come. I want to see Boots come. I want to see who else, like those type of guys, come over to this race. So I hope they do. I really do. And I thought the track was good. And the track held up great. It held up awesome. And the weather was great. Usually it's cold at AMS. It was great. It was awesome. And that also resulted in us packing up. And Patrick was with us. Gene was with us. Who else was with us? Did we have somebody else? No, I can't remember. Times. Anyway. After that was what we come into this weekend. We packed up, got ready, back to Lance's house, dropped off stuff. And this was going to be my last time. So I had to pack everything and make sure I had everything going to come home. So we went on to the FCC, Florida Carpet Championships, the 7th iteration of this. This is my 4th trip there. And this is kind of when the whole, I don't say the whole elite thing started, but it's kind of when Danny and I worked together back in 2022. And then I had always known Lance, but I had never hung out with him on a personal level until I met him at the 2022 Carpet Champs. And we had so much fun together. And that kind of started our whole relationship, which eventually became Elite RC Productions about 8 months later, I would say, 9 months later. But I think that's where Elite initially started, right? With myself, and I'm not saying just with myself, but with Lance, myself, and Danny. We all kind of got together, and we found out we all kind of got along together. Danny was already working with Lance and the FRCC, but that's kind of, if you really want to go back, Elite kind of, the seeds for Elite had been planted and were watering, and there was a sprout coming up after Masters of Dirt 2022. But I love this race. Danny Chavez, TJ wasn't there this year, but Danny Chavez, Robbie Michaels at Beachline, it's a race. It's pretty much the unofficial Worlds on carpet every year. So it was a good race that I've been to every year. And this race was going to be a good one too, but it's gotten bigger and bigger and bigger. And it attracts a big international crowd. And it did again this year. But before I go on about that, we have to pay some bills. And I need to find that bills to pay. Thank you, J Concepts, for all the support. thank you to Jason Run and everybody at J Concepts for their continued support of the No Name RC podcast. Is anybody out there, or you guys just listen to me talk while you're working? I know a lot of you are working on your lunch break at the moment. Anyway, next up for us was FCC. So this race starts on Wednesday and goes through Sunday. And this is like for me, this is like my final big race of the year. Yes, we have Fullbro usually, which is a big race. Don't get me wrong, Fullbro is a huge race. But in terms of international racing, like lots of Europeans come and from in all classes, and it's a big race. Like it's turned out to be a very big race. Danny Chavez and those guys have done a good job. They're very involved in the production, which I like. And we were anxious about it because we had just done that long AMS. And I remember Danny saying, Lefty, Masters of Dirt is going to be so easy to this compared to this. Hello, Sam. How are you? Say hello to Justin. What up, Eddie Hanley? You guys tuning in just in time to talk about it. By the way, I don't know if you heard of Eddie, but I really enjoyed my time at Hoosier and love the Enduro race there. And hopefully when I come back next time, you guys have a mini crawler course so I could do some mini crawling. I was hoping you had it. But I see you guys, I saw a picture the other day. You're doing some changes. Let's get into FCC. So we got to FCC. We have lots of top guys coming to this race. First time coming to this race for Marcus Carp. So I was uber excited about that. And of course, this is a 10 scale World Tour. So there's still lots of hype going on from the Worlds, INS, vintage race, all this stuff. Like it's been a lot of 10 scale. And I've been really into 10 scale this year. Learned a lot. Still a lot to learn. But had a good time enjoying 10 scale at the INS races. By the way, I'm going to probably do an INS live next week with Rona, maybe a few other people. So we get ready for that. We got to FCC, and I'm not going to lie. I love the track. They did a great job. I really, when I got to the track, I'm like, I want to race on this. They kind of had the waterfall and the steps, and I love the presentation of FCC. Like they have their I's dotted, their T's crossed, the banners, everything. The presentation is great. Like I really like it. Like it's a beautiful facility. Also, I might add that the weather was great. That's another good thing. The weather was great. And you know you're at FCC when you pull up, you're driving on that straightaway and you just see all these cars parked on the side of the road and motorhomes and this. You know you're at FRCC. But this is where a lot of drama happened at this race. But we're going to get into that. Drama and not drama. Last year we had drama in the way of injuries. We had Shane Albarico breaking his leg. We had one person getting sick in the hobby shop, another person getting sick, but it was a good weekend of racing. This year was a little bit of drama coming into the race too, from what I had heard. So what I had been hearing about this race, about the beach line, was starting, I would say, along my journey in this 6 weeks and prior to that. What's up, Tyler Braun? I kept hearing how the carpet at Beachline was old and no grip, and that they're not going to change it. No, I don't think they changed it. Let's go. Who's that? Oh, that's Dana Tinnell. What's up, Dana? How you doing? So I don't know if they changed it. Apparently they didn't. But I know when we got there, like they vacuumed it, and they were like, I guess, look, if I told you I knew everything about carpet racing, I'd be lying. So I'm going to get some things wrong here. But I guess the track was green when it started on Wednesday, because practice was there practice Wednesday or just pit setup? I can't remember. It was only last week. Anyway, the first day of practice, it was cooler than normal and cars were doing donuts. It was no traction there. Anyway, fast forward, we go forward. We're going through the racing, all this type of stuff. It was a good weekend. It was a different weekend. Like, we had the stock class, the mod class, and that was, obviously all eyes are kind of on those classes as well. We had Ryan Stiles Harris come in, which was a great addition, by the way. I hope you guys liked it. I enjoy working with him. When we had a lot of people helping us at FCC too. We had Gene, shout out to Gene Shaw Jr. That's the man running the camera all day long and doing that. Of course, Danny Paz kind of was running the camera, but also goes into a producer role. Was able to do more. Lance is doing the RD. We had Ryan Styles Harris coming in for do interviews, but also joined me in the stream, which took a lot of load off me, because I am going to tell you, by the time I got to Florida Copper Champs, I was done. Like after AMS, my voice was done. I was tired, man. I'm not gonna lie, I was tired. Being on the road, the quick turnarounds, we was all tired. We was all tired. The people that have been on the road, we was all very tired. We had Josie there; she was helping out with the camera. So we had people to help out, and when we have people to help out, we can do so much more. When we have people, we can do more, right? Most of the time when we're doing these events, it's myself. Like the INS race was myself, Danny, and Lance. That's it. Lance is already taken up because he's doing an RD role. So it's me, but he does what he can do, right? And a lot of these races, we're working on minimum staff. But when we had Ryan come in, who's very knowledgeable about 10 scale, and I learned a lot listening to him, what he was saying and how he was doing. Yes, and having the special guests in there, that was fun too, right? And I got to I liked it because I got tired of calling the race, and I left him up there, and I went down and did interviews on Sunday because I wanted to be around the people. Right. And I haven't listened to what they done, but I know they had a lot of fun up there. People liked it. They had Damon Barkowitz up there. They had Aiden. Always when Aiden Horn's there, it's always going to be fun, right? He's a lunatic, but we love him. I like Aiden Horn a lot. It's nice to have people that want to do a good job. Like we always want to do a good job, but it's always good to have an interjection of fresh ideas. And Ryan brought a lot of fresh ideas. Obviously he's a content creator and does things too. So it's always good to have that. And I think it was fun. It was when I have somebody that can help me out, it's good. We were good together, and then we were good on our own, right? When we had to be. He did good interviews. He did good walkabouts, and it takes a lot of pressure off me having to do everything, which allows me to be even better, right? All of us to be better. And it was. And I think when it shows when we have the manpower, because we do a lot of this stuff, almost all the stuff we do with minimal manpower, because it's a way that Elite has figured out to bring coverage to these races that is good for the minimum amount of people, because there's no money. The money is very, very low in it, right? To pay people, because nobody does stuff people don't have to do for free. Nick CNC, Ryan converses as well as he drives. And yeah, he has a plethora of knowledge about 10 scale because he's done this for a long time. Remember, he started in 10. Well, his channel started in 10 scale. He's only recently in the last 4 or 5 years kind of got into the 8 scale stuff, and now predominantly 8 scale. So it was good. Oh, I didn't hear all that stuff. I wasn't there. But Trish is a good interview as well. I talked to him a few times as well. So it's good. It was awesome. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed being able to get from behind the screen and go out and just go down and talk, do the interviews, but hang out down there and talk to people and watch racing from not being behind the screen. So thank you, RSH. It was fun. I hope we get to do it again. Unfortunately, I don't know. That's not going to be the norm because obviously he can't come to all the races. But when he's at races, it'd be good when he comes in and hangs out with us and does some things. And I can't wait for that, because I enjoy working with him. And I think everybody had a good time in that sense at the FCC. I think the Elite RC Productions showed that when we have the personnel, we can do much more, right? ST, Aiden could be the next Scotty after he's done racing. Maybe. He could be the next Lefty. I think Aiden will be Aiden all the time. But he's got a great energy. So that side of things, I enjoyed that part, right? I enjoyed that part. We got to see rocket launches, all that. We got to see rocket launch of the day, got to see rocket launch at night, all that type of stuff. So it was, in that sense, a good weekend. And of course, we had top racers. We had Hotman coming over. We had Marcus Carup. From naming the European guys, we had Kobovic, Miko Widmar. Miko Widmar was actually really good that weekend. Well, of course, so we had the talent there. Pretty much of a world. So there was people missing. That's how good it was. We had almost all the fast guys in America and almost all the fast guys from the other parts of the world. So that's what makes this race so entertaining for me. The layout was good. I thought the layout made for great racing. Whether the carpet should be changed next year or not, that's up to the people that are doing it. I will answer that in a second. Actually, I'll answer that right now, Robert Coons, because you sent a super chat. So, best food you ate while on your U.S. trip? Mongolian grill. We got into Mongolian grill. What is it called? Mongolian grill buffets. I enjoyed that a lot. And then I would say my next favorite food was actually in Arizona. What was that? It was it's like a kind of a fancy place for breakfast. First Take, I think it's called, or something like that. But it's a chain, but it's like a little bit, like, it's not cheap. Dude, that food, whatever, I can't remember what it was. Their coffee, their food, everything was great. We ate there twice in Arizona. Oh my God, it was delicious. Delicious. So what's up, Dwayne? How you doing, man? Hope Braid is all right. Hope everything's up there okay in the Pacific Northwest. Hope you guys are getting ready for winter. So that's coming up. But I can't remember the name of that restaurant. Maybe somebody out there will know. But those are probably my two favorite meals. Mongolian grill and that. I'm trying to think, where else did we eat? Nah, it was a lot of fast. We usually had a good supper. Usually. But when we was driving, it was just whatever we could grab on the road. First Watch. That's what it was. First Watch. Thank you, Hog Fan 0789. Interesting tag you got there. Are you is it like hogs, like actually wild animals, or like a Harley hog? So that was really good. First Watch was really good. Like their cough, everything was great. Like everything was great. It was Waffle House. We didn't go to a Waffle House the entire time on this trip. Usually we always hit up a Waffle House. Did not get to a Waffle House the entire time on this trip. So we did not go. Back to FCCC. I'm just going through some of my things here and looking at her. So FCC this year, I thought was good. We came down, we had another shootout in the stock class between Aaron Mitchell and Nate Sutherland. And then Brock Champlin ended up taking the overall win again, second 2 years in a row. He's done it before, but consecutively, he took it over his teammate Mikhail Orlowski. I'm going to say something right now, and I don't care what anybody says. I think right now, Brock Champlin is the best 10-scale racer in the world. And I think I would say that prior to him winning his worlds. He has been consistent on all surfaces. He's won on all surfaces this year, and he continues that consistency. And I got to talk to Brock in my interview. If you want to see a good interview, live interview with him, go watch my INS interview with him. He seems to have a new way of thinking. He seems to be growing up a little bit. But I think right now, there is nobody faster than Brock Champlin on any surface out there right now. Carpet, dirt, glue track, whatever. He is going to probably beat you. And if he starts coming over to, he's done 8 scale before. If he goes 8 scale, which I think he wants to do, watch out. I guess it must be getting older, getting more mature. He is definitely probably the best out there right now. Don't get me wrong. And I mean, he has impressed me a lot this year. And I was not the biggest fan of Brock Champlin going into this year, but I am now as a person. As I've gotten to talk to him and see that he's getting a little older. These guys are young. They're 23, 24. They're still young. They're still figuring out life, right? And being professional RC car drivers at the same time. So he seems to be getting to that level where he's kind of maturing a little bit. He didn't really, Brock's had his times in the past where he's gotten arguments with people, or he's been, showing his being pissed off at people. He's open to talk to the media all the time, all that type of stuff. So I have him as my best driver in the world in 10 scale right now. I'm also going to say something that's probably going to piss a lot of people off, is that X-Ray came out in 2025 in America and Europe firing on all cylinders. For the first 6 months of this year, up to the European Championships, 10 scale European Championships in the summertime, X-Ray has been on fire. I was impressed with them. They've been good. But I would say since the Nationals in America and since the Euros in Europe, not so much. It has been all Schumacher. There's some X-Ray, there's some AE. Don't get me, we got to throw in Marcus Carr up there. But Schumacher, well done to those guys. They are the smallest team out of those three cars, those three companies in the USA, and they have some good drivers, but they put their head down. Their two-wheel drive is good on all surfaces. Their four-wheel drive, their new four-wheel drive is good on all surfaces. What's up, DeMarco? And they kicked ass at the Florida Carpet Championships. They won mod, they won stock, they won juniors. They won a bunch of stuff. Not sure Brock would have won in two-wheel drive or Orlowski didn't get caught up in his mistake. That's just part of racing. I'm not saying that Brock and Orlowski isn't good and is not one of the best in the world, but I think right now Brock is on top of his game more than anybody right now. It's just simple as that. And that who knows how long that's going to last, because somebody else is going to pick up their game. This is the objective of this, right? Everybody has to pick up the game. I will say this. I think Mikkel is suffering from burnout and needs some time off because he's racing way more classes than Brock. So that might be something. But how much is that because the amount of drivers running their chassis? Who are you talking about, Dana? X-Ray? I just have to, and I have to give, I would say that Schumacher seems to be working more cohesively as a team together. And I saw that. I did give you, Tony, when I went to give you your stickers, you guys weren't there. I did forget. I'm sorry. I haven't. So I forgot, but I have some stashed off for you guys. By the way, thank you to Wyatt Wilson and his father, Integrity RC Designs. They gave me some nice stickers, man. A nice little sticker pack. They gave those to me and I gave them away at the races. So here's my theory on Schumacher. I feel that Trish and everybody is working a cohesive team. Why I say that? Because at the World E-Buggy Worlds, they ran X-rays and they were very fast. They were on the back foot at the beginning, but then they got faster. What's up, Cam Goff? They got faster and faster and faster as time went on, but they worked better as a team and they were better using the X-ray E-Buggies than the actual X-ray team that was there, which is crazy. And then they go to the 10 scale worlds. Schumacher wins two-wheel drive. X-ray is not even in the A final. Four-wheel drive is a little different. I mean, they didn't win that. That went to AE. But you got what I'm saying. I think they're working more better as a cohesive group. I also noticed something too, is that I don't know if this has anything to do with it, but for me, maybe looking on the outside in, it seemed like since I haven't seen Paul Ciccarello at the races with these guys, it seems like the X-ray team's kind of been struggling a little bit. And I think that Paul brings something to the team, and when he's there, when he's racing and all that stuff, and he's there, like he's in it, he's in the mix. Paul's been with these guys. I really think that's the missing thing. And it's nothing against Drew Ellis. By the way, but talking about burying hatchets, I think Drew Ellis and I buried the hatchet at Carpet Championships. He's fast too. But Drew is an on-road guy. He's done a great job as a manager of X-Ray and all that stuff and doing what he has to do. But I think when it comes to off-road, you got to have somebody that can be at these races helping these guys. And Drew can't do that, unfortunately. Because, he's in a wheelchair. Like, he can't go to all these races. It's not feasible. But I do think that having Paul there has helped these guys out. And because he's racing, he's able to do it. And I don't know if it's something to do with that or not, because I know Paul was supposed to go E-Buggy Worlds. I know he's supposed to go to the Worlds. I know he's supposed to go to FCC. But I think also Paul's had work and his dad's been sick. So he hasn't been able to go. So that's one of the things. But that's just my thoughts on that. But on the other hand, Trish has been there from Schumacher. He's been to all these races with them. Obviously not all of them in America, but over there in Europe. And you can see where they're working together as a team. I really saw it at the E-Buggy Worlds. So while X-Ray kicked ass in the first half of the year, it seems like Schumacher, with a smaller team, has started to gain on them and kick ass in the latter part of the year. And of course, we have Associated there. We had TLR still there. There's still a lot of TLRs at the races. There's the threats of there's the Mugen four-wheel drive that's coming soon. Will Mugen pick it up? I did talk to Drake about that, and I didn't get no answers, but I told him, I said, you need a stock and a mod guy. I saw him at AMS. So I feel that it's been a great proverbial boxing match between Schumacher, X-Ray, and Associated in America over the last year. Now in Europe, it's a whole different story. It's those three again, but it's mostly X-Ray versus Schumacher. So kudos to Schumacher for putting their heads on. They have a great driver with Nate in stock in America. Tom Rinnick showed great speed at this race too. I know it's been a hard adjustment for Tom coming from X-Ray to there. And I'm not saying enough, like X-Ray has got a plethora of fast guys. Brendan Schimmel, all these guys were fast. They're fast too. But I just feel like I feel like Schumacher just working better as a team with a team manager and all that type of stuff that can help him. And as who's at the races and sharing stuff. So it seems like they got, okay, at the beginning of the year, Schumacher was on the back foot. If you like cricket, you know what that means. But as the year is going further, they are like front foot hitting sixes and hitting home runs. And they hit a home run at Worlds. They hit a home run here at FCC. I would say it was very good to see Aaron Mitchell do very well at this race, because Aaron Mitchell is also very fast. And I've watched him all year long and kind of came out of nowhere. And he's been doing, when I say nowhere, he wasn't on my radar till I saw him at 10 scale. I think was at the Clash maybe this year. And it's like, oh, wow, this guy's fast. Like, who is this guy? Didn't know who he was. Now I know. And he drove very well. I've seen him drive well all year long, but he will make a mistake and cost him. So Cam Goff. Oh, he's talking to Tony Pattershot. It was good to see Cam too. Been a long time since I've seen him. And Kai, the hat Goff. Man has more hats than me. I think Aaron Mitchell did very well. And Nate just continues doing what he does. I think Nate is the best stock driver out there right now. I know people will argue with me. It's hard not to, if Brock is the best 10 scale mod racer at this moment, I think Nate is the best 10 scale stock racer at this moment. I'm not saying that they can't be on all surfaces. I'm not saying that they can't be beat, because there's other good drivers too that can beat them. But they've been good consistently this year. So that's just my thoughts on that. So I guess we could debate that, but numbers don't lie. I'm just want to go through some results and give some other people some shout outs. Before we get into the nitty gritty, Hot Race was very good at this race too. Hot Race had a very good tire at the Carpet Championship. Shout out to Nicola, because Nicola's been working hard. He's coming over to these races. He's racing himself. I was told he was the one. He's one of the main reasons Una Hotman was there. Una Hotman was, in my opinion, the best associated guy all weekend at FCC. Shout out to him. Una was the only one that I thought outside of Brock and honestly, Una was the only one outside of Brock and Mike Out that I thought that could have won the FCC. Also, I have to give a shout out to Kobovic. He's been pushing hard too, pushing very hard, very good. So Schumacher has a very good squad, but so does X-Ray and so does Associated. They all have equally good squads, but I think it's going to be an interesting 2026 with 10 scale. All right, so Anthony Donnelly, I'm just going through some of the things. And you know what? I forgot to mention that S-Works is also going to, I keep saying S-Works also has they were testing a new dirt car at Masters of Dirt, and Mika looked very good at Carpet Championships. So S-Works has some good cars. They've their four-wheel drive car has been good, especially on carpet, but now they've put a little more focus on dirt, and now they've come up with a new conversion, a new two-wheel drive, and it looks good. So the S-Works, I should expect to see S-Works climbing into that arena in the USA soon. They need to get some drivers too. So we'll see what happens. What about Burak and Barkan's comment of Nate running stock instead of? I never saw that comment, Dana Terrell. Oh, maybe I was there. Maybe he was talking about it. But Europeans don't understand stock. It's a difference. Jimmy Cooper, thank you for the energy drinks. My mini Z body. Mini Z body is actually on my mirror. It's on top of my mirror in my bedroom. So I forgot to mention S-Works. S-Works is definitely going to be a contender in the 10 scale world, especially, but they're going to need to get a stock driver. They're going to need to get a mod driver in the USA. What's up, Michael Thompson? How you doing? Good to see you. And hey, Matthew Scott Martin, Nathan Brock leveled up this year. Absolutely. I think it was a comment. Yeah, I think Barkan was talking about it. But when I talked to Dana's talking about a comment Barkan made. By the way, I meant to ask, did you guys like me having the podcast kind of thing set up at AMS and just having random people come in and talk once in a while? Because if it is, it's something we might do more at races. So I enjoyed it. But it's just getting time to go there and do it, because sometimes when I have a break, the last thing I want to do is talk for an hour. I got to take a break. So I thought that was cool, off topic. But we'll do it some more, I think. We do it a little bit better. We'll have a better setup next time. We kind of did that as on the whim. So I liked it too. I'll do it more. I like that type of stuff. Like I like sitting over a couple of people just talking about their racing, and I want to do some more of that. So I think we'll be doing that at SIC. Will be difficult because we don't really have a spot to do it. And I don't think it'll be at SIC. It'd be too cold, and we ain't gonna have a spot to do it. Maybe INS. We'll get a trackside. We might be able to do it. Space. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe in the hobby shop. We'll see. But yeah, whenever I talk to my European friends about stock in America, they kind of sound like me when I used to hate stock. It's a big deal in the USA, and it's a big market. And I love the competition and the drama that comes out of it. Because we're going to get into drama here shortly, in a minute or two. We're going for 90 minutes. I haven't gone to the drama. Michael says, gluing up some promotion tires for Toys R Tots Palm Desert RC Racing. Awesome. Good luck. I saw Chris Nelson. I like what Chris Nelson was doing. I watched a little bit of his live last night. He's doing like confirmed drivers, but going through their stats and all. I thought that good job, Chris Nelson. Good job. I like that a lot. I really did. Will Crow. FCC is a race I'm definitely going to try at 10 next year. You should. It's a good race. How you doing, Will? So let's get into some of the drama at FCC. So let me get a drip of water. You know what? Before we get into that drama, thank you guys for all the support. You guys really want to hear more of the drama? Just throw me some super chats. If we're going to take questions this week, we're going to do some super chats. But I want to say a big shout out to Techno RC for all their continued support.
Techno RC. Techno RC is a championship-winning manufacturer of high-performance A-scale, 10-scale, Nitro, and electric RC buggies and trucks. With a worldwide dealer network, USA and Europe-based headquarters, comprehensive warranty program, and global race support, Techno RC is excellence in RC. View the full lineup of Techno RC race-proven vehicles by visiting www.technorc.com.
Absolutely. Thank you, Techno, for all the continued support. Some things coming out of Techno, I'm hearing. And a big shout out to Beach RC. We do have an affiliate link in the written description of this podcast. If you guys can use that, it helps us out. We got a little slice of it and shows our sponsor some love.
BeachRC.com, the racer's one-stop online hobby shop. Choose from all the popular brands and variety in stock with super fast shipping and great customer service. BeachRC.com still has the local hobby shop feel with all the benefits of the internet. BeachRC.com is the exclusive distributor for Ultimate Racing, S-Works, Pro Circuit Racing tires, Nitro Lux fuels, and Assault RC performance products. So fill up your cart and check out at BeachRC.com today.
And check out their YouTube channel because Lucas has been doing a lot of content. Now he's all up. He's doing a bunch of content. What's up, Dennis Curley? What's up, Mugen Sean? I gotta pay those bills, and super chats help pay those bills, Dana. But I know you're people can do that willingly. But if you can, hit that sub, like, and notification button. I will be doing another Coffee and RC. I think I'm going to do Coffee and RCs every week. We'll see. Anyway, let's get into some of the drama. So, all right. You guys say I like drama, and I do. I like it. Do I hunt? Do I start? Do I facilitate drama? Probably. I mean, like, I'll listen to it. But, I mean, when people say I like the drama, cool, I get it. I think it's an important part of telling a story, right? So, it's part of it, right? It's always going to be drama. Well, the next time somebody says to me, I just like drama, I'm going to say, well, 10 scale has all the drama, because it does. And that comes from the stock class. And it came from tires and sauce this weekend and all the classes, apparently. So let's talk about this. So this race has been going on for 7 years, and this is the first time, to my knowledge, that I've heard so much drama coming out of it, with saucing and stuff like that. And while I was at the race, I heard some people talking about it, like, ooh, but I mean, let's be realistic. Let's look at some of the rules. So apparently, let's just take a look at some things. So sauce is not allowed at this race, right? Which is fine. I don't think we've had a problem with saucing this before. Before this, I'm not sure if it happened. I don't sure if it's needed, but I think the reason we saw a problem with the sauce this year was the fact that the carpet wasn't new, right? So it didn't have as much grip. And that's the talk I heard about about Beachline commentators, that they're not changing the carpet. One, I think it's expensive. I think it's probably really expensive to change it. I heard some rumors like $9,000-$10,000 to put new carpet on, which I understand is not cheap. But, you know, I think the lack of the carpet is what threw everybody for a loop this year. Now, there have been people testing on this carpet for months. It's a club race. They beat the club race on it. They do it. They get to race on this track. They get to test. It's nothing wrong with that. So lots of people have been out there testing and doing and practicing on this carpet and whatnot over the last few months and getting used to it. I know people have been making trips down there to do it. Right? That's fine. They're doing what they need to do it. The locals obviously know what's going on at this track because they race there all the time. But this is the first time I've ever really heard anything about saucing. And this started, I think, I don't know exactly, maybe a couple of days after it started. But the first day of practice, it was cold, the carpet was green, and people were doing donuts. And then the second day, people weren't. And there's rumors, I think Hot Race had a different compound. J Concepts apparently had a different compound. But why wouldn't? It's open tire, right? What's up, Haze? Wow, long time, Hazy. How you doing? Hope all is well. Boom. Alex Craig, you bring up the point that I'm going to make here. Without tire compound sourcing will always happen if there's an advantage to it. Bingo. There's no tire compound or impound. There's no, as I know, as of yet, there's no way to test for sauce. If there was, it would have been done. And people can say you can rub your finger across it. You could take a piece of tape and do all that. That's not science. You need numbers, you need parameters, and you need a level of where it's going to be. And all that takes is testing equipment and all this stuff. I was listening to Joe Zaire's podcast, Ran Out of Talent, and him and Zach Donovan were talking about this as well. And there's somebody who has a sauce sniffer and all this type of stuff. You can go back, I think it was Neo 2015 that Phil hired a sauce police, and basically was some guy going around sniffing tires, feeling tires. But all these years, there's not that I know of, there's no scientific way to test for sauce. Like there is to test your motors, to test your battery, You need numbers. You need that type of stuff, right? So really, there's no way to test for this. The only way was to do it was to control it. You have a tire impound, you do this, you hand out the tires, and when you finish the tires, they come back. You can only glue your tires in a certain spot, kind of like what the Worlds does. Exactly what the Worlds does. So that's how they stop people from saucing. But if you say there's no sauce rule, and then people have open tires and do what they want with them, there's no policing. Now, has sauce been an advantage at this race before? I don't know. I don't think so, because this is the first time I ever heard anybody talking about it. What's up, Emilio? Oh, yeah, it was great to meet you too, buddy. Hope to see you at the next one. Full-size cars can be tested for tire soft, but it involves taking a sample and send it to a lab to control it. Exactly. Thank you, Team 11MRC. I'm going to have to check out your channel. So we have no scientific way to test out for saucing, right? So the only way we can do it, the only way that could be done, if you're going to let racers police saucing, of course they're going to use it. Or some people are going to use it. That's my thoughts on it. Were there people saucing at FCC? I'm sure there were. I believe there were. Were there some compounds of tires that people couldn't get? Yeah, that happens at every race. Right? That's not a big deal. That happens at every freaking race I've been to. The people on the team and the higher-ups of the team are going to get the best tires because they have a living to make. And they need to win races. Right? That's nothing different. When you have open tires, that doesn't matter. I think the spec tire was the Indy classes or the intermediate classes. So that's fine. They can have that. A 21.5, I think, was spec. I can't remember which tire, I think 21.5 and like the intermediate classes were spec tires at this race. That's fine. I heard people talking about their tires came off the track greasy. There's so much stuff going on. I'm not going to name names. I'm not going to say anything. Obviously, the most vocal was my buddy Ryan Rivas. He was upset about it. He talked about it a little bit. I think that's what he's talking about in his interview. You can see it on YouTube. But if there's people saucing, I didn't see it. Nobody ever told me they sauced. There's people said they heard somebody tell them they were saucing. There's people saying that they tires felt greasy. There's people saying there's no proof. There's 100% no proof. And I'm going to say this right now. Bad results and somebody going faster than you doesn't exactly mean that you're saucing. Doesn't mean that they ain't, but doesn't mean that they are. And as long as you have no way to police this, no impound, and no way to check this, it's going to happen. So you either have to do one of two things. Or three things. You have to allow sauce, which I think is the best way to do it and the cheapest way to do it. Allow it. People using it. I can't. We complain about sauce, but yet we sit in arenas and inhale nitro fumes, horse piss and shit dust, combined with nitro fumes, and we're good with that, right? But sauce, bad. I get it. People don't like the sauce in and all that type of stuff, but I don't. I think from the sauce makes a difference. You go faster and tires last longer. I don't know what it does to the track, but anyway, I don't know. I don't claim to know everything about saucing and this type of stuff and all this type of stuff. I don't claim to know, and I'm not an expert on it. I'm still learning about it, to be honest, because we don't really have this problem in 8 scale. You sauce if you want. You will run whatever tires you want. We don't have to have different size motors or engines. It's the only thing you can really fail somebody for in 8 scale is right now at some of these races is being underweight and having a bigger tank, right? If we have tech at these races. But when you're dealing with stock where you have people can have possibly faster motors or cheater motors or whatever, you have to have these parameters and you have to have these rules and tests and all that stuff. So that's different. So, but in 10 scale, there's lots of rules that can also be broken. So, I don't. So maybe Chad, because he was there. No one cares about sauce for on-road or dirt over any other. I don't. That's why I don't understand what the big deal is, right? Just let it be legal. That's the cheapest way to do it. Just let it be legal. And everybody uses it. Or if you want to even go a little further, maybe there's one sauce and you can only sauce your cars there. But even then, it gets shady, right? if you have a saucing station and all that stuff, people can sauce and do whatever, manipulate their tires, whatever. But if you're going to have open tire and no way, and nobody policing or no way to police this or no tire impound, just allow saucing. Probably the best way to do it. Just assume everybody's saucing. But when you put it on the races to police it, of course people are going to do it. Is there a video of somebody saucing? No. Is there somebody that came up and said, this person saucing? How are we go? I get people say they can stretch the tires, they can do this, they can do that, but there's no scientific way to put that to it. Like if a motor is illegal, there's a scientific way to prove that it's illegal. If I'm not correct, right? If I'm correct. You can have a controlled sauce too. I don't care. Like let people run whatever sauce they want, right? Whatever. Now, if you're not going to do that and you really want to have no sauce, and I talked to Danny Chavez about this afterwards because a lot of this stuff is coming out after, and he said next year they're going to change a lot of things. You can have a tire impound. You can have all of this type of stuff. You can have all of this, but that all costs money. So to do a tire command, you got to have people to run it. That's 2 people at least. You got to pay those 2 people to do it. You got to pay their room and board. You got to pay them. You got to get them food every day. You got to have a place to keep the tires. You got to do all that type of stuff, right? So it's a lot involved in having an impound. You got to keep track of all that shit. It's a lot of work. That's why when you go to a Raw event, there's a Worlds event, you have all these people helping out to do that. So you have to hire people to do this, which inherently costs more money. So for me, I'm like, let it go. Let sauce be sauce. Let's do it. But if you're going to police it, then police it. If that's the rule you want to have, then do it. So apparently there's going to be a lot of changes. I'm going to read you guys' comments in a minute. I see it. I'm just talking her. In this situation, I'm trying to put this away where I don't want to throw nobody at the bus. I don't want to name names. I don't want to do nothing because I heard names about people who could possibly do that. I've heard so much stuff. I don't know what's true. But I do feel that people were saucing at this race. And if they were, more power to them. At the end of the day, the fast guys were still fucking fast. And the guys that were fast were in the same positions that they usually are. Just because you had bad results or not the results that you think you had doesn't mean that everybody else is cheating. It could just be that you weren't good that weekend. And some people have to accept that too. They can put new carpet on where you don't need sauce, I guess. But I'm all for just letting it be. Let it go and have it. But from what I'm told, they're probably going to work on a tire impound. There might even be spec tires for all classes next year, which is another way, which is great. You like that shirt? So sauce, no sauce, impound, spec tire, but just letting racers police it, you bet your boots. You bet your boots are going to be saucing out there. I say all the people that claim people were saucing, they should have tried it and seen if it worked. Obviously they weren't. They're playing by the rules, and I guess you got to play by the rules. But if others aren't playing by the rules and you know it, then you should try it and see if it makes a difference. And it makes a difference, but there's no way to catch them. So I don't know what to do. You do have to do one of those 2 things. I think this is the first time it's been a problem because of the traction level of the track. So what I've been told is that next year things will be different and sauce will not be allowed, and there will be a impound, and there might be there's there's going to be spec tires for all classes, which then throws everything out of it. We'll see who's really the fastest. And I guarantee you, the same people will be fast. Because the cream always rises to the top. And that's where it stays. And I will say this. Just because you didn't have good results doesn't mean that everybody else is cheating. And I get it. It can be frustrating when you're doing legal stuff and you know Others are doing illegal stuff, and you're trying to be by the book. It's frustrating. But you got to make a decision right there. Do you want to win, or do you want to win at all costs, or what? So I'm at this point, I'm like, you either allow the sauce and you avoid this drama, or you put, if you're going to police it, you have to police it. Or you just don't give a fuck. So one of those three things has to happen. And it just happened that it came to a head at this race because of the carpet. That's the only thing I can narrow it down to, because the carpet wasn't new and it wasn't as high traction as previous, and people had it. As for people getting different tires, yeah, that happens all the time. When you're on the fucking A team and you're a pro driver, you're gonna get the best shit. Why? Because that's your job. If I'm a manufacturer and I have a certain amount of tires that I know are good, and you gotta understand that some of these teams are huge. Not everybody's gonna get the best stuff. So people have to, it happened at the Worlds. It happens all the time. It happened at the 8-scale Worlds. So what's up, Rami? I just think, and you know what? It isn't good when the people that don't do well are claiming that the others are cheating, because then you just look salty. So unless you have absolute 100% proof, video evidence, some sort of test, then you might as well not even mention it, or just do it. That's my thoughts on that. Maybe it's not the right thing, but that's just how it is. I could probably say a lot of things about things, but if I don't have absolute proof, I don't say it. So let's see. I am Chad Newweiler. Easiest way to do away with the drama is to allow it. I agree. Have a controlled sauce, says Robert Coons, possibly. So Team 11, Emma, I think it's the thought that the sauce gets into the carpet and can either damage the carpet or reduce grip over time. Whether that's true, who knows? I don't know either. I'm not a carpet specialist. Maybe somebody that's out there that races a lot of carpet can let me know. You need a sauce boss. I don't even know what that is, but maybe you can explain. Ian Coons, we run slicks on our carpet track that I run at, and we are sauce happy. Our tires are still damp if cars get put on the track. And how does that work? I'm just asking. You should not be allowed to sauce a spec class tire like in spec / or short JATO 4x4 classes. I don't think you should be saucing in spec classes. I agree with you, but you should impound the tires. I like this shirt. I have no idea. Oh, that's my boy, Honest Redneck. I met him at Shaw's. That's right. I forgot. I was like, I know this name. Cody Seiler, firms. I know some people. Don't Island, don't they run firms? Jay Dizzy offered no sauce. Never gonna happen. Remy, I gotta try some of his barbecue. With the TLR AM challenge and Cali at SIC the same way, where would you like the pros to go? I don't think they're on the same weekend. What weekend is the TNR challenge? Because SIC challenge is SIC. But somebody find me the dates, please. What's up, Brian? How you doing, man? So Nick CNC, sometimes to prove I was cheating and you beat me, so you must be cheating too. Yeah, I agree. I think that Eric Hosford, but that will cause the unsauced tires to be slippery if they get a little on from the other classes. Then you should be sold. Hey, man, I'm asking. I don't know the differences, so someone needs to ask Carpet On-Road how it works. Doesn't seem to be an issue in TC racing. So I asked about that, and apparently in on-road racing, if you have to use one sauce. If you use a mixture of different sauces, it makes it bad. But I don't know how true. Somebody who's a on-road guy can let me know. What up, Goebbels? How you doing? Either everyone can or can't. I agree. I think everyone could have. at this race. Nobody was checking it. What up, Wits? How you doing? I think this might be it is. If it is, congratulations. Good job. Middle of the night. It's only cheating if you got caught. You know what they say? If you ain't cheating, you ain't doing all your best. I mean, this is spec racing. You're always going to have people pushing the issues. This is why fucking there's so much drama. There's my judge spoon. That's why it's always so much drama in 10 scale. Really? They're on the same weekend? That sucks. I think January is gonna too tight for everybody. But you know what? Let's bring that up. We're going to talk about that after I finish on this all stuff. Remind everybody to bring up that, and we'll take some questions after this. Either impound all tires or everyone runs pre-mounts. I agree with you there. Or allow it. Matthew Akel. Everyone got a sheet at their pit saying 0 tolerance on any tire additive will result in disqualification. But I guess, hey, if majority it becomes okay at that point. Sounds sus, but what I'm not saying is right. But did anybody get DQ'd for saucing? No, because there's no way to prove that nobody's doing it. Theoretically, there's no numbers to prove that you're doing it. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying at that point, if everybody else is doing it, then you might as well do it too. Ian, it works fine. I've never run a dirt, but from what I've seen to it, it's very close to running on untreated dirt. So he's talking about running slick tires on carpet with sauce. Kilner, people used to soak their tires in WD-40 or something as well. That was people use liquid wrench. Mike Winters, it has to be enforced if you're going to say no sauce. Then if you get caught, you're going for the weekend. 100% agree. I do not know what they do at EOS. I've never been. So maybe somebody can chime in. The monster truck man. That man had a lot of monster trucks. I think it's fun. It's like F1 push the limits cheat if you have, I mean, NASCAR too. It's the same. F1 push the limits, cheat if you have to, but if you get caught, then you're banned. Good night. I mean, people get caught cheating all the time in all types of racing. I ran slicks on carpet once and I did it. It was a lot of fun. Cars slide around a bit more and almost zero tire wear. Were they hiding at FCC? If so, that makes it sus. What? There was no sauce allowed. People were doing it. Oh, the monster truck? I actually shipped it to me. So I have it. It's still in some parts. I haven't put it together. I just got home. It's her. I just put wheels and tires on. It's going to go in the back there. Thank you, Honest Redneck. Go check out his channel. Yeah. So whatever they decide to do going into next year's Florida Carpet Championships, I think whether they just choose to, it sounds like they're going to stick with the no sauce rule and a tire impound. Great. And spec tires, I'm all for that too. Let's make it even better. Spec tires with limited amount of tires. Let's make it truly spec. That's my thoughts on that. To be fair. And if companies have different compounds and not enough, then only the fast guys get them. That means you got to be fast right off the bat. If you want to beat the fast guys, you got to beat them consistently. I've been saying this for many, many years. Spec with a limit is how it should be. Period. What's the sense of having spec tire if you can have as many tires as you want? That still rewards the person with the deepest pocket. RCGP had it right. At RCGP, so if you guys know what RCGP is, I've talked about it many times. Go watch the driven videos. The RCGP class, which was the pro class, which was the 15 guys, they were open tire. The RC2 class was a spec tire. It was a different tire each track. And they got 4 sets. You could buy 4 sets right off the bat. If you made the A final in the RC2 class, which was pretty much the regular joke, which it was like the people that weren't in the pro class, you got to buy an extra set. That's just how it goes. It's the best way. You spend less money. That's the thing that, like, it's designed so you spend less money. And it's more fair of racing for everybody. I like open tire too. But if you're going to do spec tires, it should be a limited amount of tires. That way you have to watch how you use your tires. If you make the A final or the A's, then you can buy another pair. That's how I think it should be done. Tyler says, sauce hurts the carpet longevity. Yeah, I can see that. But, I mean, they run it in on-road. So when you have a spec tire like that, you buy them from the shop. The shop have them there. You buy them. They get marked. And you have to have that mark on it when you come race. Now, you can... So, for instance, you have 4 tires. I think at RCGP, I can't remember if they gave you all your tires at once or you had to get them every day. I can't remember. Like, I can't remember if you had to go pick them up every day. I can't remember the exact time. Exactly. Yeah, I agree with Will. If they're going to do spec tire, I think they should have various different tire companies. Hot Race, J Concepts, Promotion, TZO. Have different companies. So everybody gets a little bit of food. Because you have various different classes here, right? So you can do it. But I guess I think that having unlimited tires at the Worlds for 10 scale is stupid. But I get it. It's a money-making thing too. There we go. It was 4 sets and 1 extra if you made the mains at FCC in spec classes. Same thing as RCGP, which is great. Did you use all 4 sets, by the way? I just was curious about that. The class and hobby is supposed to be fun if you're getting mad over losing or mad because someone is better than you is no longer a hobby. Well, to be honest, redneck, if you're doing this for a living and this is your paycheck, I can see this. And there's guys trying to get to that level. And I think a lot of people are talking about this because he's a good friend of mine, Ryan Rivas. He talked about this in his interview. And I can see the frustration in his voice because he wanted to do better, right? I'm going to say this. RC is no different from any other sport out there. If you... I'll use this for example. I was talking to my buddy. He's like, that's not going to work, but it makes sense to me. Let's use stock and mod. Stock, collegiate football. Right? Mod, NFL football. For my Americans out there. For my UK people, Premier League, mod, stock, Division 1. The league below that. Listen, there's a reason why everybody that plays college football does not go on to play NFL. There's a reason why you may be a superstar in college football, but maybe not that good in NFL because you're playing against the best. I would use this for Nitro in America where we have intermediate and pro classes. Use the same use the same comparison. Collegiate football versus NFL. In intermediate, in 8 scale, you're racing against people that are going to make equal mistakes. You can make a bobble or 2 or more in intermediate and get away with it. But when it comes to pro, no, sir. Because you're racing against the best in the world at that point, most of them. And when you come to an event like the Florida Carpet Championships, you might as well say it's a world championships because the amount of talent that is there, it's even higher. And here's the thing. There was no Ronafalk. There was no Coelho. I know it's not racing, but there's a lot of guys that were missing from this race that I would love to come that would be at a world championships. And this is where you stand. And some weekends is just not your weekend. And that's how it goes. There's always another race. But if you truly want to be a pro RC car driver, then you have to be able to get over that hump. If you want to truly compete with these guys, you got to get over that hump because they have something. They have it. And that's why they're at their level that they're. It's not about them having special equipment. It's not about them having this. It's about them having talent, just like anything else. You get what I'm saying? Look, it's just simple. It's just like any other sport. You can be good at it on a local level, a high school level, a collegiate level, But when you get to that pro level, it's a whole different game. And it's no different than RC guys. Those guys, I've said this before, those guys that are racing at the top level, the Dakota fans, the Carups, all these guys, Brock Champlins, all these guys, they are the professionals. They have talent. They have backing too, because they worked hard to get where they are, and they have that talent. That's why they're where they're at. That's like one of my buddies says, he said that if the top mod guys dropped onto stock, the stock guys will beat them. No fucking way. They'll beat those guys too. They'll hold those stock cars wide open everywhere because they have the talent to do that. They have support, but they have the talent first. And it's no different from any other sport. I get people's frustration about not having this and not having that and not having this and not having that opportunity. But if you was good enough, you would have that opportunity. And it's just like motocross. Some people make this Saturday show, night show, and many don't. There are way more people. I assume there's way more people that don't make the Saturday night show at motocross or supercross than there are that actually make it. So let's go through some of these questions. Mr. Maniac Magoo, where it sucks is when you spend all that money going to race with a no sauce rule, you don't bring sauce, and then it happens you have no way at that location to get it if everyone cheats. I'm sure you can get sauce. And guess what? Those people spent just as much money to get there as well. When somebody tells me we spend all this money, so does everybody else. Your money is no different from anybody else's. Some people spent money bringing people to that race. When people bring up that argument, I'm like, yeah, so what? So did everybody else. Okay, maybe some of the pro guys didn't spend money to get there, but their companies did. So that is a non-valid argument because you choose to come to that race. When people tell me, I spent all this money, yeah, so did many others. So did everybody else here. Except the pro guys. But they're there to win money. I get it. It's frustrating. But that's the fucking truth of it all. Everybody spent money to get there. Eric says, I use 3 sets. There you go. You have a set to use when you go back there. Revolution Motorsport. It's actually worse to lose to someone if it's cheating when you're paying your own hard money to it. So is that person that's cheating. Your money is no different from anybody else's. That is a non-valid argument. I spent a lot of money to get her. Mm-hmm. So did 99% of the people here. How about the manufacturers to spend tens of thousands to get people there? Come up with a better argument. Everybody spends money. This is your hobby. You choose to go do it. For others, it's their job. They have to go do it. It's no different. There's privateers out there in motocross that fucking spend their own money to go race against pro guys and don't make it. If they had the talent to be pros, they would be pros and getting paid for it. It sucks, but that's the reality of life. What up, Mike Lopes? What up, Lefty? Random, I'm back in your home country in a good, clean, non-American food. I always feel better day to day when I'm in the DR. I haven't had a good DR meal yet, though. That's my only problem. Oh, Joey Fisher. You said it. So Joey Fisher said, you know what? I'm going to make a poll real quick. Can I do it on YouTube? So let me know. Joey, I wasn't going to say his name, but Joey Fisher said it on our show that the top mod guys will lose against the top stock guys. And I think he's fucking crazy. But I love Joey Fisher because he bought me many frosty beverages and food. Thank you, Joey. That was fun hanging out with Joey. He is a character. Bill Crow, Ride for Life LW4. What up, dude? Is that my good buddy LW4? If so, say hello to the gingerbread man, your dad and everybody. Agreed. That's when the guys have the dream job. Actually, you know what? If these guys are making millions and millions of dollars, it would be a dream job. It's a dream job, but don't get it wrong. It's a job just like anything else. I asked Dakota fan, I said, what's your plans this week after this? He goes, I'm going to the track. And I said, he goes, I'm going to take the weekend off and I'm going to the track next weekend after that. And you have, because he knows he's got to go out there and get ready. Can't wait for the podcast. I'm trying to get Ryan Styles Harris one. I don't know if we're going to do a recap of the podcast, but I talked about it. Wait, no, there's a bait and switch if there's an advertised rule. Yeah, but there's nobody enforcing it. So if you have a rule, but nobody enforcing it, and you're letting racers police it, I think the problem was there was never an issue with sauce before because of the traction level. Stetson, that's an awesome name. I like that. Stetson Moore. The saying compression on sending money and cheating. Cheating is okay. No, I didn't say that. I did not say cheating is okay. I did not say cheating is okay. And those who didn't cheat, kudos to you. But you spent the same money as that person who cheated to get there. So. Pros are only there that say don't get. You know what? That's what Stax said to me every time I spoke to him. I was like, what's up, Stax? I'm only here so I don't get fined. There's a gas station with diesel fuel a mile away. That's all the sauce you need. I'm pretty sure if you wanted sauce, you could have got it. I'm old school and had so much fun racing the MT Nitro class with reverse. Seemed like that was the heyday when more people got into the sport and rigs were so varied and fun. Bring it back or no. Monster truck? I liked it. Are there many monster trucks that could be competitive now, though? I don't know. Agreed. If there's rules, you have to enforce them. If not, don't make the rules. I would agree with you. I think all of that's going to be changed, though. All of it is going to be changed next year. Camden Lime. So what race do you think you should attend? Shit. Whatever race pays you the most. Contingency money. It sucks that they're both on the same day, weekend. Because Chris, I think both races do good without having pros there. Chris doesn't need pros. SIC still will have a good turnout. I would say if you're a pro driver, you have to choose between those two races, choose to which one pays you the most contingency. If that's what you want. Or choose the one that you want to go to have the most fun at. Because you probably you might have a choice in there. I don't know. It sucks that they're both on the same days, but let me wrap up talking about sauce, and then we'll go on. All right, Honest Red Deck, it was nice to meet you, man. Hey, I got a QR code on my sticker pack. Thank you to my those guys. Kai the Hat Golf. Driving stock and mod is a lot different. I will have to agree. It's not easy to grab a stock car and be wide open for 5 minutes. It would take mod guys a minute. I give them 30 seconds, Kai. Kai, how many hats do you have in your collection now? In 3 main buggy classes, Indy, Expert, and Mod, the top 3 drivers are going to be at the top. I agree with you. You know who disappointed me? Let's take an example before we get into the busy January that's coming up. Marcus Carrot. Marcus Carrot is a fucking 2-time world champion. Was a non-factor at this race. Did he complain publicly? No. Did I expect a little bit more from him? Maybe a little bit, but he's never been to this race. It's a big adjustment. I think this is his second time coming to America to race, besides the Worlds a couple years ago. So he goes home. He takes, I did give him credit. I told Houghton was the best AE driver there all weekend. Actually agreed with you that Houghton was the sleeper. My thoughts on that is, oh shit, I'm going now. Bye. Brandon Schimmel's here. I'm out. See you guys later. I'm only joking. I like Brandon. His brother, big little brother. He's pretty fast too. He needs to race some more. Let's see. Cam should go to the closet on more money. My vote is SIC because the race time events are great, but I'm definitely biased. Oh, okay. Let's talk about that. I don't know, man. All I know is that next year things will be different. I say allow it. But if they want to do impound and all that stuff, great. I'm cool with that. Spec tires all the way across. I'm fine with that too. I am fine with that. I agree. If the RC addiction vlog, yeah, I know all about that. I agree. If the rules are advertised, they need to be enforced. For the racers that didn't cheat, it's just something you have to chalk up and know you will not have a guilty conscience. Pretty much. But if you have zero proof or video evidence of it, then it's like it just looks like just be. I get it. People are probably doing it. I'm not. Look, I have no idea who was saucing. People say you can look at lap times and see the differences. I agree. We probably can. But you didn't catch that person. There's no video circulated of anybody saucing. None of the people saw it. Some people might have saw it. I'm saying I heard some people might have saw it, but without video evidence, without somebody to test it, don't even say nothing. Unless you're willing to be there and like, that person did it. I saw him. Check his. I don't know if that happened, but still, how are you going to test it? How are you going to test it? Maybe I'm not well versed in it, but I mean, you could stretch them and do it, but that's not fucking science. What up, Schimmel? What's up with Lance? I don't know what's going on with Lance and Brandon every race. I like Brandon though. Give my pick credit. I gave him credit. All right. So we are coming up on a very, very stacked January here. We have Clash, which doesn't it start like the 31st? So that's always a big race. And then right after that, we have Silver State. And then we have TNR and SIC, which are the first weekend of February, which sucks that they have to put that on there. Here's my thoughts, what I would do right now. If I'm Dave, and I know that SIC is going to be from what I know, Joey said SIC is going to be every year. Sorry. Joey said that Silver State's going to be that weekend every year. Then I would move, if I could get a date, I'd move SIC to the middle of February. Like that second or third week of February. And put it there. That's what I would do. Sam Arsenal, you are late. I was talking about your what was it? Oh man, what truck did you have? Your monster truck. It was the old HPI one. Anyway, I told you and Alex those cars weren't going to make 10 minutes, and they didn't. It's obvious. Hey, we'll stick together in a stack like Lou. I have no idea what we're talking about. The Savage. Yeah, the Savage. Brandon says Lance is jealous. Oh my gosh. You and Lance keep poking each other. This is never going to end. Oh my goodness. I cheated with the purple rotor that year I beat Shady. There we go. RC Victor name. Yeah, so I was talking to Joey about that, and he said basically that's where it's going to be. So we can schedule this. Like I understand that you couldn't change the dates this year, but going into 2027 you can. So this will be the ideal, because the TNR race looks good too. I'm not gonna lie, that looks good. That facility looks good, and I'd like to get out to one. So we got Clash S and Silver State. And we have Beast of the East, which is a semi-big race on the East Coast. But then you have SIC. So I would move SIC to like the third weekend of February. That's what I do. Man, you guys, I thought, this pro guy is going to be traveling next year, especially if you're doing 10 scale and 8 scale. Oh my goodness. Nope. Pro points for Pro 8 scale 2026 NNRC Cup. Yeah, if some company wants to sponsor that, I'll do it. Because I have to pay to get things done. So, there you go. If some company wants to sponsor an NNRC Virtual Cup next year for just the pro class, I'd gladly do it. But it needs to be paid for, because I had to pay people to do it. That's why. Or I'd have to pay people to do it good, how I wanted to do it. So, Camden, I don't know which race you go to, buddy. I say you go to the race where you make the most money, possibility of money. And unfortunately, I think that would be SIC because I think there's more contingency. Nothing against Chris's race because I know he didn't plan on SIC being the same date. The big thing that kind of messed everything up was Silver State. But I understand why that's that time too. So I don't know, man. Speaking of burying hatchets, we also stayed with Clayton over INS. By the way, Clayton, if you listen to this, remember what I said. You are not Brennan Schimmel, and don't try a setup. That was a joke. Oh, man, I actually had a really good time with Clayton. He was staying with us. You know, Clayton Lance had their kind of banter. You know, they had their falling apart earlier this year, and me too. But they're friends. Like, they're all kind of friends now. And he stayed with us because he came to give Skylar Mandela the 21.5 co-champion cup because he didn't get it at the Raw race. And by the way, congratulations to Russ Johnson, who won 21.5 at FCC, because I know he's been trying to do that for a long time. He's also the co-national champion with Skylar. So Clayton came to do that, and he stayed with us. He came on his own dime. He stayed with us. He raced, and he kept going, I don't know why I'm not doing good. Brennan, I can keep up with Brennan. Well, he was like using Brennan's setup, and I told him, hey, Clayton, I just want you to let you know, you ain't Brennan Schimmel, so you shouldn't be using this setup. Go to a slower motor and go to doing this. And he did better. No, Shady. We was talking about the TNR race and SIC. They're the same weekends. So it's unfortunate. Both races are going to struggle. So here's what it is. TNR race will have its entries because it's a West Coast race. So it'll get its entries. And what I want for any race promoter is to make their money back because they put a lot of money to do it. Rather, especially when you're doing it under a roof like that. So I want him to he will get his good entries, and Chris does a good job. And I think he's putting on another race under that event too. And the same applies to Dave. I want him to make his money at SIC so we can keep having it. Now, the RC nerd in me wants to be at the race of all the pros. So, I don't know. I hope they come to SIC. All I know is that it's a tough decision, and it's a lot of racing for these pro guys coming up in January. And it's a busy schedule. He didn't even get much time off. Because think about it. Camden's going to be at Fall Brawl. I mean, he's going to be at Fall Brawl. Then he has is the US Open after Fall Brawl or before? I can't remember. Ooh, I should see you a couple. You know what, Schimmel? I just realized what you said. I forgot. S-Works. This great. I want to see Camden live do some 10 scale racing. All for it. I forgot all about that. Give us a number. Sponsored by Hangout Racer. Give us a number. Maybe we can make it happen. $1 million unicorn dollars. See, look, back-to-back weekends. Thank you, RC Victory Lane. All right, do you guys have any questions for me before? I'm good to go. Keep on going, but I'm having fun hanging out with you guys on this Thursday afternoon. So we do have a podcast coming out tomorrow. It is with Reno Savoya. I did have Reno on the podcast years ago with audio only, but it was a good catch up with him. We was talking about the Kyosho MP11. Oh, silly season. So I keep getting asked about silly season, even though I have retired from silly season. After so many accusations by my fellow competitors of being in the know, I am in the know of nothing right now. I have heard nothing. What's up, Joe? So Ryan was talking about people possibly saucing or having tires that others couldn't get. But saucing was not is illegal, but not policed. What's up, Slow as Fast podcast? Taylor, sorry, we've been busy. Taylor, what do you guys? Oh yeah. If you want to, they have a point series going on at Slow as Fast Podcasts. And they can tell you how much work it is to do it. And they have multiple people helping them do it. Like they have a bunch of guys doing it. Bets on what brand Charlie Mac OS is switching to. I thought he had. Ooh, did he get new cars? I saw he got a box. In it, I don't know what Charlie Mac's up to. I told somebody to tell him come in this chat, but he's probably working. I don't know. Mugen. Techno? Mugen is in 10 scale. They have a 4-wheel drive coming out. Ride Life 383. Silly season is just like any other silly season. It's where people make moves in their packages. It happens it happens in the lower levels with like the average racers like myself. And then it happens in the pro levels. So silly season this year, I heard there might be some switching up at some of the brands. But honestly, I don't know, because a lot of these guys, a lot of people that made moves last year have 2-year contracts mostly. Mostly when you do RC stuff, they have 2-year contracts. So they stay there. But I mean, what brands can take more people? Let's think about it. X-Ray is full, but there might be some shuffling there. They have a full team in the USA. They have a full team in Europe. Associated's jam-packed. Where do they move? Who goes where? Who does what? Who does who? Right? 10 scale and 8 scale. S-Works, both America and USA have been doing quite well. Sorry, America and Europe. S-Works doesn't need anybody else. They have Fuller, they have Camden Lime, they have the Fullers, they have other fast guys racing their cars. I think that's enough. Techno set. They got Mayfield out there still winning races at almost 40 years old. Mayfield said in his interview after AMS that that's his best his car's been, and Techno has some new stuff coming out. So I don't really see any moves going on there. TLR. Just leave it at that. And who else? HB. Zip. Close that off as well. Mayako maybe has some money to spend. So maybe they got somebody there. I don't know. I think they might be available to help some people or get some drivers on. Tires, I don't think we're gonna see any. Maybe somebody switches to Hot Race. And I don't know. What other brands could we talk about? Kyosho. Kyosho. I think Kyosho could use another person. Maybe one more person on the team. So there may be some space there. Is their budget? Sparko. Sparko seems to have budget. I think they're good. Like I don't think Sparko needs to get any more top drivers. They have Lee. They have Jonah. Maybe they need to get somebody in Europe. I know they have Noah Ben Mohammed, but maybe somebody a little older. Maybe a West Coast guy that runs Sparko. So that's possible. Some people, Sparko could have some budget for people. What other brands that can have money? Mugen. If my buddy Captain Carl Vucinic is watching this, he would terribly disagree with me. But it would be good. I mean, with Mugen coming out with the 4-wheel drive is actually very close, apparently. One of the kids had one at Masters Dirt. I was talking to Tim Long there, and I got to see it. So, and I talked to Drake at AMS, and I said, to get fully competitive in the 10 scale world, you need to have he knows you need to have a stock driver in the USA. You need to have a stock driver and a mod driver. I know Burak. I wish Burak would have went to Carpet Champs, but he didn't have somebody. I think he didn't have Shin wasn't there, so that's why he didn't go. I see you guys' questions. I'll check them in a minute. If you really want your question answered, you can give me a super chat. But actually, you know what? I forgot I could put this up here too. Hong Nor is aggressive in Europe, mostly Italy. Would be interested to see them go for an intermediate driver. Maybe. Yeah, there's a group of guys pushing some Hong Nor stuff up in the Pacific Northwest. Man, look. I don't know if the brand is feasible enough to do that. They don't have the backing to do it, but I do know some guys have the car in the Pacific Northwest. They actually have quite a few, not Hongnor, Habao. Sorry, I'm confusing them. So Habao, Hongnor, two different companies made in the same place. That was Habao I was talking about. Sorry, I do apologize. I don't see Hongnor, even though Chad Bradley has one, and actually the new Hongnor doesn't look bad, but I don't see that happening. You have to have budget. I mean, you can't just hire a top driver and say go win and no infrastructure. So I don't know if there's much room for these guys to move around. So I don't see it. And I'm not talking about intermediate guys. When I talk silly season, I'm talking about pro. Because no offense, that's what matters to me. I'm happy that you guys move and do different things and all that stuff, but are you happy to be off American food after 6 weeks? I feel 1 million times better after staying a week in the DR. I like American food. I like Chick-fil-A. I love Chick-fil-A. I only got to eat it once on this trip. No, twice. I like Chinese food too. But yeah, I like Dominican food. I need to go get me. I had some Euroa last night. It's not the most healthiest things. I do. I've never really had Cajun food. I would love to try it. I've had little things, but never actually been to Cajun. Ooh, the R1 buggy. I was talking to Dominic. It looks good. So, oh yeah, it has a lot of production stuff on it. Like a lot of molded stuff. And they have some bits and pieces for a four-wheel drive too. So I expect that's coming too. Let's not forget them. They'll throw their hats into that proverbial 10-scale chassis market. Oh, Maverick Riggs, the guy with... Actually, you sent me a message, but I forgot it. I'm sorry. The best name in RC, Maverick Riggs. Oh, oh my God. You know, we probably would have had a good meal at that diner, Jimmy. So we went into some diner and we kind of walked out of there because it smelled bad and it had some insects on the table. I was fully committed to eating there, though. Fully committed. I could see Mad Maddie taking the plunge after Fall Brawl. Plunge to what? I still think she needs some time. I think she's with Associated and I think she likes it. They have so much stuff. I mean, who do teams have budget? So Mad Maddie, yes, she won intermediate at AMS, but now it comes the next steps, right? Getting to a nationals, getting out west, all that type of stuff. I'll get hold of. All right, Taylor. Once you settle, yeah. Also, yeah. Let's talk about that. I'm tired. 6 weeks on the road was tough. It was fun, but it was tough. And I'm tired. And I'm sorry that there's no podcast this week, like fresh new ones. It's just interviews. And when I'm on the road, there's no time to do it. I have interviews. I have some cool interviews all lined up and recorded. I just got to get in and edit them, and it takes hours. So I never had that time. And unfortunately, unlike Danny Paz, I'm too fat to work on a computer in the car. And it's very difficult for me to work on a computer editing without a mouse. So I need that too. Because I only have one good hand. So I do apologize for that. But I have to say, after 6 weeks being, I like to say to everybody who thinks that this is like it is a dream. Don't get me wrong. It is a freaking dream that I'm getting to do this. But it's not, being on the road is a lot of work. A lot of work. Especially when you got back to back gigs. And luckily, Shaw's I got to race. FRCC I got to race. But it's still a lot of work. You got to set up, turn on, help, drive. Man, I think we covered 4,000, 5,000 miles in this trip. It was crazy. It was crazy. So, I think a lot of people, if you, and it's like, it's the camper is not, the camper is nice. Don't get me wrong. The camper is very nice, but usually I'm a fat boy. So imagine my fat ass trying to get a shower. Then guys say I'm like Magilla Gorilla and they're trying to get a shower. You heard the hairs dropping and the shampoo dropping, all boom, boom, me hitting the walls and all that stuff, trying to get a shower in the camper. It's quite entertaining, apparently. So it's good to be home to just do my normal. Good to see my kids. You know, I do have a family. So I've been playing daddy since I got home, taking my son to jujitsu, picking my daughter up from school. I got to go pick up. And I missed that. I missed my daughter's birthday while I was out there. So, she went 7. All that type of stuff hits hard. So, and you know what? These top pro guys go through that. I'm still alive, Lancey. I was just talking about being on the road. And yes, it's a dream, but it's a lot of work. And I don't know how this guy does it because he don't stop. These people, these poor people. Hey, I like talking to them. You guys got any questions? I'll go for another 15 minutes. If you guys want me to go longer, hit me some questions. Jimmy Cooper. This fucking guy had me in stitches. And I appreciate when I get to do things like go to a basketball game or do something different because I don't get to do much of that stuff. Or, like one of my things were like, if I would have stayed for fall brawl, it would have been hard because my family kind of, needs me as well. But I would have had fun. I would have went probably down to my friends Tony and Joseph's house and did the mini crawl. I want to do that type of stuff. Ooh. I forgot to tell you guys. I went to the guy Exo Cage's compound in Florida. I don't know if you see him as a big crawler guy, but my buddy Gene Strout, crawler basher guy, YouTuber, and it was fun. He has a nice compound. Got to talk to him. It's good to talk to other content creators like that are doing YouTube full time. Taylor DeLosa, did you say your thoughts? I don't honestly, Taylor, like I said, I haven't heard anything. I think people keep it quiet from me now. That's the problem. When you win silly season all the time, people, everybody's just against you. I think Max is paying these guys off. Actually, going to have a discussion with Max. He's highly disappointed in the effort AGM, so I'm sure we got to talk about that. What surface should the next 10 scale worlds be on? It doesn't fucking matter. I don't care what surface it's on. As long as it's a good race. Move to the US. Can't afford that. No way. I can't afford to raise a family on what RC pays, Lance. Not in America, anyway. Not in Bermuda. In the DR, though, I can. I think that Mayako is going to try and get somebody. I think that there might be, I don't know, man. People keeping quiet. But one thing I've learned about silly season in my many years is I can be very quiet and then boom, it all starts. Boop, 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 boop. Next thing you know, there's announcements coming to her. So we'll see. But I think being as we're 1 year into most guys, 2-year contracts, I don't know if we're going to see more. And companies are being tight with their money, man. I mean, shit, I got my own silly season going on. I got to get sponsors. Some are going to stay, some are going to go. That's why we need those super chats. Why would Calf contemplate retirement? Like everybody thinks he's doing bad, but he hasn't. His 10 scale work's been good. He's made multiple mains in 8 scale. I mean, he could come into the point of contemplating retirement at some point. I mean, he's getting old, but I don't know like what Cav's gonna do, but I mean, he didn't make the final at AMS. Did he make it at Wicked? I can't remember. I don't know what Cav's gonna do. I think he's gonna ride that wave as long as he can. And I don't blame him. But I mean, he's still getting excuse me. He's still getting, when I say results, he's still making A finals at 10 scale events. Let's not forget he was the fastest American at the recent E-Buggy Worlds. So he's not a slouch. I just think, oh my goodness. This is the biggest silly season move of all. What's up, Trugoner? How you doing? Welcome to the chat. You're only 2 hours and 37 minutes late. I know you're a busy man. I have a question. Is anybody watching this on the vertical portrait mode on YouTube? I'm only asking because YouTube has two different versions. I'm sorry, StreamYard allows two different versions, and I'm wondering if you're watching this on the landscape version or the vertical version, portrait version. I think that we'll have some silly season moves, but I don't know if we're going to see any big moves like we see. Also, Pekka, it'd be good to have Pekka when he comes back from China. I'm interested to see how things went over there. He's still over there. They had 2 races over there. Bruno Coelho was there. Ronafalk was there. All that stuff. I did it for a second, and there was no ads. No more wait. Tons of ads. I am sorry. I have no idea what you're talking. Oh, okay. I apologize. I will fix that next time. I do apologize. So if it's too many ads, I will fix it. I have to have ads, guys, because I have to make money. But I usually do that manually. Herky is my home. What an interesting name. I am also late. I have no good excuse. So Lance says he doesn't like it. The villain says Vert. I got you on my phone and laptop. Well, thank you. Twice the fun. Jay Wedstead. Thank you, sir. Oh, vertical, no ads. Oh, okay. Cool. I have to check it out. It's supposed to be, I don't know how it works. I just know that StreamYard came out with a new way to do it. So I'm trying it. And all that good stuff. So tomorrow should be Renault Savoyer talking about the MP11. Well, look, you guys are asking me, what do you guys think will happen in silly season 2026? Going into 2026, what major races are you planning on attending? So right now, I know in January, I'll be doing Beast of the East, which is not major race, but it's a big national, I would say regional race there in North Carolina, 10 scale and 8 scale combined indoors. Also then we go to SIC, then we go to INS, and then I actually might stay for the first round of Florida Florida RC Championships because I want to race it. So that would be that. I'm pretty sure I'm going to do PMB. I'm pretty sure I'm doing all the race time events and most of the INS races. I would love to go to the Touring Car World Championships, but I have to get no, what happened? Oops. Sorry. Had a little bit of a mistake. Don't know what happened there. I would say that the Worlds next year, I think I would like to go to the Nationals next year, but we'll see. It's about getting money for these events to go, to pay my attendance to go. Probably the same races that I did with Elite RC Productions this year. And I'm going to the 2026 World Championships. That is for sure. Even, why is this doing this? I don't like this. Something's not right here. Sorry, guys. So that's weird. That wasn't doing that. You know what? Now I know what's happening. No. All right. So I'm just going to read your comments because something is happening with why I don't know why I'm going off. Let me see something. Nope. Same thing. Huh. All right. StreamYard's acting funny. What up, Mitch on the mic? He says, currently at the 10 scale offered nationals in Adelaide, 2-wheel drive day today, and we are currently getting 50 kilometers, which is about 35 miles per hour, wind gust, and going to be interesting day. I would love to come back to the truck nationals. I hope we could get the crawler thing and all that stuff going. I really wanted to do that this year. Herky is my homeboy. Yes, something tells me that Danny Paz has got himself a new package of zip ties. Danny Paz. So he did a Lance goes to Danny Paz. He goes, when you have a zip tie in your hand and you're gonna go zip tie something, ask yourself, how many zip ties is this gonna take? Do I need to put 20 or do I need to put 2? So about worlds, I mean, I'm open to. I like to go to South. I might go to South Africa, but it's not a major race. It's gonna be going to that Zartworks track. Sorry, and just for the regular race and just to commentate on that and do some coverage. But I think my schedule is pretty much going to be the same as it was this year. North Georgia Shootout. Race time events, whatever comes up with Elite and I'm able to do it, I will. And then if I can get some money to go to some events that we aren't covering, I will. But tell you, man, that's why I don't think it's going to be a busy, silly season. Money's hard to get. By the way, if you are a company and you want to sponsor the No Name RC podcast in 2026, please shoot me a message. Or if you like what we're doing, don't forget to hit that sub, like, notification button and leave me a super chat. So Michael Elrod says, I'm the zip tie bandit at work. I'll zip tie everything. It's kind of like tie wire. In underground, guys will use tie wire and pliers to do anything. Will Ivy, could the fall ball reach 400 entries? It's at 200. Some big name showing up. Good after. Did they go 400 entries last year or year before? Excuse me. I see Mason Fuller, Camden Limes going there. Looks good. Awesome, Sam. She says, crawler course is almost finished at this point. Justin's going to have to send me some pictures. You know what I'd like to do next year? I'll tell you what I like to do. I would love to go to an event like Proline by the Fire or a big crawling event. Participate and do content. That's what I like to do. Hopefully that can happen. I know there's one on the East Coast coming up. Joe was telling me about it. It actually is the week before. Oh my goodness. I wish I could go to them all, but I just can't. And some weekends, my family needs me too. Like this weekend. So this weekend, no RC. None whatsoever. Monday, we get back to work. Looking for sponsors. Planning podcasts. So what do I have? I have an interview with Robert Battier coming out about his move to S-Works and what's going on with him. I was supposed to have that off for AMS, but I told him I just haven't had time. I have a good podcast with Paul Thacker talking about his story, which is great. And then I have a podcast with Jussie, who is the man who made Test Logger. So it's pretty cool. And it's like analytics and telemetry for your car. But I'm going to interview Ray Monday too. That man, I met him for the first time at Masters of Dirt. He came. That guy is super knowledgeable. Robert Battier has been with LRP for quite some time. For the year. He's been there since the beginning of the year. But yeah. Maurice from LRP was at FCC. We have a podcast with him. He's the son. Go check him out. We just released Mark Santamaria 3.0. That was a good chat with him. So Renault Savoia tomorrow. Maybe Max and I are gonna get together and have a chat. I need to see if Ryan Styles Harris wants to get together and have a Carpet Champs breakdown. But honestly, guys, right now, after I get done with this, I'm just chilling. And R1 Buggy Info says Matthew Lawrence. I mean, it's got all the R1 bits on it. I think it uses some parts from. No, I think it might be. I don't know all the details. Dominic showed it to me, but I mean, it looks like a 10 scale car to me. It looks like a AE car, but R1 definitely has their own. The car that he showed me had molded parts on it, so I would assume that means it's close to coming out. Crawlerpalooza is the weekend after Truck Nationals, and it's in Arkansas. Really? We'll have to see. The thing is, I work in RC, and unfortunately don't make a lot of money. So going to these events usually mean that I have to raise money to go to them and go do work at the same time. And unfortunately, my channel is mostly about racing. So, but my goal in 2026 is to do more RC and make some content about it and have it on this channel, but like its own playlist. And I want to do that with my kids. I want to have fun. I got RC boats. I got crawlers. I got bashing. Trying to get S-Wax to send me a GT, electric, and Nitro car so I could go do some racing, on-road racing here. Mika Widmeyer or anybody that's S-Wax, you should spam them. Send Lefty S-Works GT and Nitro and electric, so him and his son could go racing. Then I need a tire sponsor for that because that stuff's expensive. Yeah, and that's my goal for 2026. Also, we have a Christmas show coming up in December. If you're a company, you want to give away a gift, be a part of our Christmas show, hit me up because we kind of give away a lot of stuff to you guys. I didn't give away nothing last year, but I will this year because I had prizes and nobody messaged me to claim them. So if you couldn't take the time to go watch the show and see that you won, I'm not going to do it for you. But I will have a Christmas show back to normal, doing some giveaways and stuff next month. But we shall see. We shall see how things go. Maybe on one of these trips that I'm going, I'll have a weekend off where I can do something fun. Travel somewhere and do something on my own. We shall see. We shall see. Let's see. And we'll see. I have a feeling the silly season is going to start popping off very soon. It's the 20th of November. If there's any silly season stuff going on, then it's going to pop. When it comes, everybody be ready. Oh, Charlie Mack says he messaged me. Where? I don't have a message from you. Charlie Mack, if you message me and I missed it, you know that message gets pushed on and on and on and on, and I don't see it. Because I might have glimpsed at it and be like, all right, I'll get back to that, which I'm bad at doing. And then shit. Time goes by and then it gets buried. I've literally been going through this and I'll be like, oh shit, I forgot to message this person back. Like I see Maverick Riggs sent me a message. And then I'll be like, a month later, I'm sorry, I missed this. That's true, I did miss it. Or I might look at it and say, I'm going to get back to you and then forget. My brain is full. Can I put more capacity in my brain? Does anybody know that? It's good. It was a good week. It was a good 6 weeks on the road. I enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun. Lots of laughs, lots of jokes, lots of farts. I proudly farted in Lance's new truck. The first person to do it. Florida Carpet Champs was fun too. Florida Carpet Champs was fun because it was a good group of people doing like when you got a group of people all focused on doing a good job and everybody's passionate about it. There you go. What was your gift? I can't even remember, Charlie Mac. What was it? What did you win? Was I supposed to bring it to you or something? I can't remember. Dude, I can't remember last weekend. Not alone 2 years ago, 1 year ago. I didn't do nothing in 2024, Charlie Mac. You mean 2023? I didn't do a giveaway last year. Oh, great. Another manifesto. You better email that to me so I can actually read it. Anyway, what are you guys, before I go, I'm going to go on for another 8 minutes. What are you guys doing this weekend? What is your plans? Where are you going racing? What's on the deal? We got Thanksgiving coming up soon. I think the brain is like a glass of water. Got to dump something out to add more, says Jason Cicilli. Since you're not, I haven't been Silver State in years, so it doesn't matter. Since you're not going to Silver State, I guess I'll have to do the North Georgia Shootout again, which is one of my favorite races. And yes, it's awesome. You know what? North Georgia, dude, I think that one of the best layouts I saw this year was actually the Peach State race. Brett Cole, Lefty, anytime you want to come race, let me know. You can come run the Midwest Carpet Series. I will cover your fees. Awesome. Hopefully I'll be in that area and I can do it. I appreciate it, Brett. I can't put the comments up there because then I don't know what's going on with StreamYard. Ian Kuhn's going to try to go racing this weekend. Enjoy it. Yeah, going to RC1. Everybody's going. Cleveland's next weekend or weekend after. No, it has to be next weekend because Fall Brawl's coming up. Jeez. See what I mean? I feel like Cleveland's a huge race. Isn't it on-road and then off-road? Jesus. These guys get no rest. No time home. No time home. Wow. That's busy. Busy schedule. But it's been a good 2025 so far. I've had a lot of fun with everybody at Elite RC Productions and going to these races. I think going to the INS was one of my favorite things this year. I kind of really got into 10 scale this year and really can appreciate it and like it and got to meet a lot of people. I still have a lot to learn about it, but I really enjoyed it. And I'm looking forward to getting to it. I would like to get to an ONS, but I hope they have gas truck and I like to race it. Oh, Cleveland is in 2 weeks. So you guys got a weekend off. Nice. Good luck at that. Miller Lite, FCC of a sausage fest. Sauce Edge Fest. I can't add these now for some reason. I do apologize. I don't know what I pressed her, but I did something. So when I do that, it takes me off screen, which I don't like. Elrod says, working, flying home Wednesday, then hopefully start touring drill rigs done in the middle of December. Mike Lope says, Sandpit RC, Jonesville, Michigan, some winter at 1/8 scale. Oh, okay. In the Thunderdome. And FCC was a Sauce Edge Fest. Most RC races are Sausage Fest and Sauce Edge race fests. Speaking of young racers that are doing well, it was good to see a lot of young racers that have grown up and doing well at the FCC too. So I met my buddy Jason Lean and his daughter Juliana. Wow, she grew up. I was looking at pictures when I took a picture of her last year, and now I was like, Jesus, they grew up so fast. So she did pretty good this year. Jenny Roper's back racing. That's good to see. McCoy, who I got to see race all year long as well, doing quite well. The other young man, what's his name? Oh, it was always from McCoy. Ryan Joyce, is that his name? No. He did well too. Man, I'm sorry, I forgot it. Murillo Family Fishing. Lefty, you rocked 10 scale racing this year. You added a lot of the scene this year. I appreciate you guys letting me come into your world in 10 scale and being a part of it. What I need from you guys is to really get on behind me with the shows that I'm doing about 10 scale because it's important, especially the INS ones. So I do appreciate getting into that new genre. I'm learning a lot as I go, and it's been some good racing. Hunter Parsons, unfortunately, I will not be at Fall Brawl, my friend. I will not. You guys will have fun. I don't know. I'm starting to want to go to Fall Brawl more and more now. No, I gotta stay home. I gotta stay home. I gotta stay home. Got to stay home. I got a lot of stuff to do. Got a lot of stuff to do and get ready for. Not Dylan Coe. It was Dylan Coe did good too. It was the other gentleman, other young man that races all the time there with McCoy, hangs up with McCoy as part of Bombshell. Ryan. I can't remember. He was good too. I know him when I see him. His name is fleeting my memory right now because it's supercalifragilisticexpialidociously been a long 6 weeks. Well, lots of fun, and I appreciate Lance for involving me in that. I appreciate all you guys out there as well because, excuse me, truthfully, none of this would be possible without you guys. And thank you to every track that I went to, every track owner that promoter that I went to for making me feel at home. All the people at the track. I have met so many more people this year, and I look forward to meeting more and more people next year as well. So I love it. I would like to get to Asia next year, but I don't think they're having a Philippine Masters race. But I wouldn't mind going to Australia, New Zealand, Indonesia, Malaysia, wherever they're having it. Wherever they're having Iran's, we'll have it there. I am going to do a holiday stream. Yes, I'm going to do a Christmas show. I need to go get me a Santa Claus hat. I need to get Max a little elf hat. And I'll probably have a plethora of different people coming on. Max, me, whoever. You'll see. So I am going to do a nice Christmas stream. I think you guys are going to see a live almost every week. I will take a little bit of a break during Christmas and New Year's, but I'm really liking the lives. I enjoy them. And this one meant kind of long, but it's been a while since I did them. And next week, I'll actually have news and stuff to talk about. I haven't even had a chance to look at news. Nothing, man. I just kind of came home. Oh, I did look at something. Hold on. I did see something that piqued my interest. Where is it? Ooh. I like this Oscar Piastri thing. That's a positive thing in RC. The helmet thing. That's cool. I don't have a We're going to finish off on this one last story. The Oscar Piastri thing where you take your paint job and make it to a helmet. I saw a lot of people doing that yesterday. That's very cool. So, those of you who have seen my E-Truggy, it has an Adam Drake paint job, right? Let's talk about how that came about. So, Patrick said, "Hey, Lefty, I got a Proline Crowd Pleaser Triple XNT body because he knows I have like 3 Triple XNTs here, and I have 2 Triple X 82s, and I wanna make a Adam Drake like replica body and everything. I don't have the engine that he had, but I want the body and all that stuff, right? So Patrick gave me that, and then we gave Evan Vale my paint, my clear body for my E-Truggy. And thank you to Blake and Patrick and everybody that made it happen. But they got I didn't know they're getting the E-Truggy body painted as well. So Evan Vale painted the E-Truggy body exactly like Drake's car. So when you see Drake out there, Drake's car and a techno sucking on screen, it's me, not him. Anyway, I got a J Concepts body, and I gave it to Evan at Wicked Week, and he goes, "Hey, I got your body done." And I said, I know Evan's busy, and I should have checked up on him. And when he called me and said that, I was like, "Cool, send me pictures." It looks awesome, but it's the same colors as Drake. So, I need to get a paint scheme, and somebody's going to paint my guy's truck. He's a Mayako guy, Steve Bate. I'm going to send it off to him, and I want some seafoam blue in it. I am not Adam Drake, nor do I claim to be. And I asked Drake at AMS, I said, "Would you like a techno body for your truck?" I have one. It's brand new because I'm not going to use it. I mean, I will use it. maybe I should give it away. What do you think about that? Maybe I'll give it away because I don't think I'm going to use it. I want my own paint job, but then I might have to use it because I might wreck my body. Oscar Piastri did run for X-ray. I thought that was cool. I thought that was cool. He still remembered his roots. Anyway, guys, I want to thank you guys for everything. We do appreciate it. I know you guys have to get back to work. I know you guys have to go home shortly. Reflective stickers going on. That's right. So yeah, Michael Elrod's car looked like it was it had lights on it at AMS because he had like reflective stickers or paint or something. And that shit looked like it had lights, like little light bulbs all over it, underneath the lights on the camera. So good stuff. His car does look nice. Tomorrow, coming out, if you like what we're doing here, become a YouTube member. You can go watch that. Renault Savoia podcast with no commercials. It's up on YouTube for the YouTube members. It's up on Patreon as well. No commercials. So no commercials, no ads, just uncut right from the whatchamacallit. Send it, bro, back into it. It says Chad Roberts. Thank you guys for all the support. Thank you, Lance, for everything. Thank you, all the race promoters. It was an awesome 6 weeks. I need a weekend of rest and probably going to do some RC this weekend. It was me and my daughter were doing RC last night outside in the front yard. And I thank you guys, man. Please hit that like, sub, notification button. It definitely helps me out. It costs nothing. If you like what we're doing, become a YouTube member. Become a Patreon. There's links for that in the written description. Thank you to all the sponsors that make this possible. They are J Concepts, High Tech RC, Sidewinder, Latara Racing, Invisible Speed, Dollar Hobbies, Side Piece Racing, ML Toys, Clinic RC, Elite RC, RC Project, Mayako, Techno RC, Beach RC, Racecraft, and Fly Sky. Get Shit Done Coffee. If you wish to add your name, if you want to be one of those sponsors there next year, hit me up. Because this podcast cannot exist without sponsors. This podcast cannot exist without likes and what you guys do for me. Chad Roberts, DLC is the future. Sota, yes, even though JQ doesn't like him. And you know what? The Sota guy actually messaged me and said it's got something else in the works and said it should be next year sometime, early next year, and he wants to do a show. Check out that Sota. I think the Sota stuff's awesome. I don't know what DLC is the future, though. DLC. What's that, Chad? I'm sorry. Thank you, Rory Holler. I don't know why it's doing that. I don't like that. We'll fix that. We shall fix that. Thank you, Rory, for the super chat. It's greatly appreciated. Diamond like costing. Oh, costing or casting? I don't understand it. Coding for the shocks. Okay, sorry, I was lost. Oh, right. A DLC coding on the shafts and stuff. What are you talking about, for the inside of the shocks, or what? I'm sorry. Or it's big and firearm industry, in the firearm industry, and it is super slick and does not scratch. Interesting. Oh boy, here we go. Diamond light coating doesn't work very well for long durations in abrasive applications. Okay. I don't know what application we're putting this on, but I think we use it on our cranks already. Shock shafts, spurgers, and things like that. Yeah, but how much would that cost? Use it all the time in race engines. I wonder if anybody's tried it. But Mike's saying it. Are you saying it doesn't work on external stuff, like where dust and all that stuff will be? Internal engines, yes. Oh no, we're going on a rabbit hole of DLC now. Not true. 50K rounds through shotguns and triggers with no wear. Okay. I know Clinic has DLC shock shafts, I think. Or is that just a black coated shock shafts? Yeah, I've used off and on for shock shafts for sometimes works great when it's new, but it doesn't last long. Them O-rings and dirt seem to scrape off anything after a while. I wonder how many times a shock shaft goes up and down a freaking race. You know what? If Test Logger ever gets popular and we could get all that telemetry, you'll know. You know what someone told me during this trip? That we have enough data in RC. And then I was like, I was like, you're wrong. We don't have enough data in RC. And I think having telemetry will do that. And I'm probably saying that wrong. Telemetry. I always say that word wrong. Beretta firearms and Blazer arm firearms use it. And okay. I know we use DLC in our engines. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see. But I do like SOTA shocks. I'm more interested in what the shocks do. The shock inserts do. If you haven't watched it, go watch that podcast. It was a good chat with Matt. Many levels of it. Those guys have the incredible video. Well, send me the link. Send me the link on Facebook to their YouTube, and I'll check it out when I get a chance. I use DLC coated wrist pins in my turbocharged race engine. Okay, that's Mike Walker. I can't put these comments up, but you can see the comments there, I think, in the bottom corner. You know what, guys? I was supposed to be closing this out. You guys got me on a whole rabbit hole of DLC. That's my ADHD kicking in. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna go. I gotta go pick up my daughter. Oh, you're trying these SOTA shocks as well? Nice. He said it's got something new coming out. I was thinking about putting them in my E-Buggy, but you know what? That freaking E-Buggy is burn stock, and that's how I'm leaving it. Not changing shit. Leaving it exactly like it is. It's good enough for me. I am not good enough for it. I don't race enough to worry about it. But I'm happy I got to race. All right, guys. I got to go because I have to go pick up my daughter. And Test Logger Chad Roberts, he says, motocross uses telemetry for showing roofers. I don't know if there's roofers, but are on tracks trying to get with my contacts to get some info. Check out Test Logger. We'll have a podcast dropping with him, and he talks about it. Imagine being able to imagine you map a track with your car, and then you can put it in the software and tell you where you're going slower. Perfect. When you can put what you're doing in your car to numbers, then you can learn things. Then you can change things accurately, in my opinion. And that's what the guy at Test Logger is trying to do. So, got you. I think it's the next thing. I think the more information the more data we can gather, the better things can be. It's just a money thing, right? Always comes down to a money thing. And as for FCC, congratulations to all the winners and everybody that went. By next week, everybody will forget about Sauce, and we'll be back onto the next dramatic thing. So that's how it goes. It was still a good race, and congratulations to Brock Champlin. What's up, Nick Soto? You wasn't there, but I was hanging out with your boy Jason a little bit when I had a chance. But you come in late, Nick, because I'm about to be out of here. So I got to go pick up my youngling. Thank you guys for all the support. Don't forget to hit that sub notification button. We have links for all the sponsors in the written description of this podcast. Check them out. Use the coupon codes. If your company wish to support this podcast, or I think this is a great place to do it, you can send me an email. I have got to go. See you guys next week. INS live show, Coffee and RC with Lefty. I'll see you guys later. Lefty is out. Thank you guys. Love you like life.